Hey, if you didn't know, it was NFL playoff weekend. Lonzo brought a whole freaking vibe into the studio today, ladies and gentlemen. Lonzo is like if Hulk Hogan and Patrick Mahomes had a baby, it would be Lonzo.
I look mean.
Say brother.
Brother. I can't do it that way. I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday edition of the Rob Brown Show. This is ESPN Upstate. Hello, Upstate South Carolina. Hello, America. Hello, world. It's great to be back with you one more time. Again, I am Rob Brown. Directly across from me, Hulk Lonzo Hogan Reitzel. Brother. My dude, you just decided you wanted nobody to have any questions about who you were repping this weekend, did you?
Unfortunately, this is not a. It's not a.
Doesn't matter. Fits the vibe.
It did. Yeah, I made sure I picked this shirt for this particular bandana, which my wife decided, hey, you should get that. So she's
not mad at it.
Back in my band days, there was one of our guitarists was into this sort. He's like, man, you ought to wear that. Yeah. So he talked me into. So I only break it out every once in a while because when I do, I walk through the hallway, people just stare, and I don't like that.
Yeah, no, we don't see contention in this line of business at all.
No, if you want to see what it looks like, ESPN Upstate, Facebook, and YouTube, and all that. Twitter.
Facebook.com/ESPN Upstate, Twitter.com/ESPN Upstate, and of course, go to YouTube, search The Rob Brown Show.
This kind of thing will make you go bald, though. So
yeah, you know why? That's why Hogan rocked the bandana so long.
Yeah. That's why I won't wear it very often. I don't want people to think that I'm heading that direction.
Texas says, "Who are the voices in the intro?" Here's how I knew I was going to be in good shape. So when I got this job 2 years ago, not quite. It was end of February of 2019.
It'll be here before you know it.
No, 2020. Yeah, 2020. End of February 2020. Was it 2020? Yeah, it was 2020.
Yeah, you go back 2 years. That would be.
Yeah, I know how
22 minus 20 is. Yeah.
Thanks, Alonzo. So when I got this job, and the boss texts me and he goes, hey man, what's the vibe of the show, right? Right after I got the job, what's the vibe of the show? And I'm like, dude, fast-paced, energetic rock and roll. That's what we're going for. And he goes, well, I made this promo. Let me see how you like it. And I listened to it. I'm like, yep, that'll do it. Those voices are, of course, the Uso brothers, Jimmy and Jay. Well, one of the Uso brothers. No, I think you get them both in there.
No, we the ones.
Oh yeah, well now we the ones. Back then it was the Uso Penitentiary.
Yes.
Lock down. And so the boss goes, I don't know if you're a wrestling guy or not, so I don't know if you'll like this. And my response was, if I was there already, I'd high five you. It works out great. So yeah,
I knew you were a wrestling fan before you got here. So you'd already accepted the job, and then you got to research. Okay, who's this guy?
Who's this weirdo
that's coming? And then we were having wrestling conversations before you even got to the building.
Correct.
So,
correct. Real quick, and then I'm going to. And I wouldn't ordinarily start the show off with something that's not sports and not wrestling, but Netflix. And I'm only doing this because of the guest I'm about to tell you. Netflix has just created a new series called Murderville, and it's got Will Arnett as the main character. And what's great about this show, it's a murder mystery show, right? So every week,
Batman?
Lego Batman, Will Arnett solves a murder in this town every week, along with a celebrity guest star acting as the partner, except for Lonzo. What's hilarious about this is that the whole show is scripted, and they don't give a script to the guest star, so they just have to improv their way through this show as it's being filmed. And the first guest, Marshawn Lynch. Tell me you're not watching that the night it drops. An unscripted Marshawn Lynch dropped into a murder mystery drama. Tell me that's not going to be incredible.
Or it's going to be like the worst thing you've ever seen, which would still make it incredible.
Be incredible.
Yeah.
Still be incredible.
Will Arnett, I like some of his stuff, and then other stuff, it's like, eh.
Can't wait. I'm a Will Arnett fan, but Marshawn unscripted in a comedy horror drama, give it all to me.
Will Arnett's work on Ninja Turtles, it was amazing.
Phenomenal job. Not even joking. Ladies and gentlemen, we have so much sports to talk about, so I suggest, Lonzo, that we do so now.
Let's do lunch.
This is a very nutritious lunch. All the food groups are represented.
You guys here? Scuttlebug.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
It is time for the lunch breakdown of 3 things you have to know before you start talking sports with your friends, family, coworker, or the dog. This will be the scuttlebutt. These will be the things you're discussing around the lunch table today. We start with item number 1. Don't know if this is something that the majority of you guys would consider one of the top 3 items, but I find it very interesting. Yesterday, minutes after we get off the show, because this is how it works. When Rob and Lonzo are on the air, we don't get breaking news. It breaks at 3:03 p.m. every day. That's how news works in the world of sports. If I'm off the air, that's when the news breaks. The Houston Texans fired David Cully yesterday, a move that came 4 days after Houston wrapped up a 4-13 campaign in his first and only season as a head coach. Nick Caserio said, quote, "I came to this difficult but necessary decision after reviewing our football operation. While a change after one season is unusual, we had philosophical differences over the long-term direction and vision for our program moving forward. We appreciate Coach Cully for helping us navigate through a difficult season, but it is my responsibility to make decisions I feel are best for our organization." Cully appeared shortly after on Sports Talk 790. He mentioned that he had 3 years left on his contract and his salary is guaranteed for all 3 years. He said, quote, "I loved every minute of being the head coach of the Houston Texans. I appreciate the players and coaches for staying the course with me through the ups and downs of our season. I'm disappointed we didn't win more games and I won't have a chance to improve on the lessons I've learned, but I fully understand this is a bottom line business and I didn't do enough." Okay. You guys remember the conversation we had yesterday about the Miami Dolphins and Stephen Ross, the fact that my dude lives up in a penthouse in New York City, doesn't even live in nor travel that often to Miami, doesn't talk on behalf of Miami very often. He just kind of sits up inside the clouds and looks down via ESPN and conducts his business from a distance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Texans, they have somehow managed within 24 hours of the Dolphins becoming the franchise that we were willing to beat up on the air on radio stations nationwide, the Houston Texans said, whoa, hold up. We can do one better. Now, here's where they're going to get a bit of a pass, although it's not for the reason that you would think. I could have told you this preseason. Do you know why David Cully was brought in for the 1 year? Because the Texans knew that they were going to suck this year. The Texans knew that they weren't bringing Deshaun back this year. The Texans knew that they weren't going to be good this year, so they needed a sacrificial lamb. They needed somebody that they could plug into the hole for a single season. They needed somebody they could plug into that spot for a single season to eat the nukes that would be coming in for how bad they were this year. And then they could fire after 1 year, and Nick Caserio and the rest of the losers in Houston's front office could go, whoa. Not our bad. We tried our best, but this head coach over here, David Cully, he's not good at his job. So we let him go. Don't blame us. No, McNair family. No to Nick Caserio, no to Easterby, no to everybody in that organization. Okay? No. You put your cards on the table preseason. You brought that dude in there to have a human meat shield between you and the nukes of criticism that you justifiably have to take for how incredibly bad you seem to be managing this football program. It is what it is, man. Another case of an NFL organization that is so disconnected from reality, yet consistently find ways to get someone else to eat the blame. I am going to look at the, 3 to 5 Houston fans I know that exist and say, hey, friends, don't let them off the hook with this. And NFL fans aren't stupid. Don't let them off the hook for this. Don't let them let you believe that David Cully was the reason that the Texans were bad this year. The Texans were bad this year because your ownership is disconnected from reality. Your GM is disconnected from reality. They basically are running whatever the hell kind of operation they think they're running down there. And I've got a lot of criticisms about what they're trying to do. But they're trying to run one particular type of organization, and it doesn't work. But they're going to blame David Cully. Word. That's cool. There comes a point where you have to decide, as I said to Dolphins fans the other day, as I said to Carolina fans the other day, as I've said to Jets fans for years past, there has to come a point where you as a fan start to say, hey, I ain't putting another dime into this franchise until they start, I don't know, trying. Just try. I don't need you to run anything other than a football team. There have been story after story of Jack Easterby trying to turn it into a revival. There's Nick Caserio down there trying to turn it into Patriots Junior. Guys, I don't need you to run a church camp. I don't need you to run a clone of the New England Patriots. I just need you to run a football team the way that you know it should be run. Don't copy them or change this or we're going to have this mentality. Just run a football team. It's so glaringly obvious and so pathetic. There comes a point where you got to think, I'm not giving them another dollar. Not another dollar. Item number 2 on the lunch breakdown. We drop it on. I'm a little heated today, Lonzo. Can you tell?
Yeah, I wasn't getting in on that.
I'm a little heated
I'm going to sit back and watch.
Item number 2 on the lunch breakdown. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought going into this year that the NBA was going to be pretty much clearly run, if Kyrie Irving came back, by the Brooklyn Nets. And Vegas thinks so. The Brooklyn Nets are the number 1 team, the shortest odds to go and win the NBA Finals this year. But hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen, because my goodness gracious, the Milwaukee Bucks all of the sudden might be back in the picture. We have had back-to-back nights where a really, really good team has gotten absolutely thumped. 2 nights ago, the Chicago Bulls, you know, the team that's leading the Eastern Conference with a 27-12 record, they went up against the Nets, who were 26-15, just 2 games back as of today. One of the reasons why is because the Nets with Kyrie absolutely drummed the Chicago Bulls. Last night, the Milwaukee Bucks, yes, the Milwaukee Bucks, 4th place in the Eastern Conference, went up against the Golden State Warriors, who up until last night were the number 1 team in the Western Conference. The number 1 seed in the West as of last night went up against the number 4 seed in the East, the Milwaukee Bucks. A 118-99 thumping. That was not that close, ladies and gentlemen. Was not that close. Last night, I looked up, took the lady friend on a date last night. We went axe throwing, right? We went downtown, did some axe throwing, and I'm sitting there watching the Bucks and the Warriors, and I look up at one point, halftime, 39-point lead for the Bucks. Almost 40-point lead at halftime, and they extended that. That means, ladies and gentlemen, not only have in the past week the Bucks now thoroughly handled the Warriors, but they also dismantled the Brooklyn Nets less than a week ago as well. Giannis Antetokounmpo may have his boys back in the NBA Finals this year. Go back and watch some of that game. Just go find the highlights from last night because that Bucks team was on a freaking warpath, and I'm here for it. I loved it. Item number 3 on the lunch breakdown. This is going to be a heated conversation later on in the show. A little Red Bull this morning, Lonzo. A little Red Bull in the tank today. Ready to go.
Sounds like you had 3.
Ready to go. Major League Baseball made its first labor proposal since locking out players on December 2nd, focusing on a narrow set of issues. And according to Jeff Passan and Jesse Rogers of ESPN, the reaction from Major League Baseball players was... they don't care.
They're at their summer homes right now. I mean, or their winter homes rather. And you know, what do they care?
Here's the thing. We are marching ever so steadily closer to the point of no return where the regular season is going to be impacted by the lockout. We are marching ever so quickly to the point of the season where if we don't get a deal done, fans start losing games. We start losing games. All right. Now, With 162 on the books, I know there's a lot of people that go, what if we lose 20? You know, who cares? I don't know, man. I like baseball. I don't want to lose games. If the players say we want to shorten the season, I'll think about it. But that's not something I've heard from them. So I got excited earlier this week. We reported to you on Tuesday. Then on Monday afternoon, Jeff Passan and co. reported we were going to have a meeting today. And I said, hey, whoa, on one hand, really excited. On one hand, very excited because the owners would not call the players to the table if they weren't ready to put something on the table in terms of compromise, right? Like they're going to compromise something here. You don't call a party that you're in a standoff with unless you are willing, like you're going, hey, I got this. How about we compromise over here? What are you going to bring to the table? But I also said in the same show, baseball fans don't get all excited about this because it might be a whole bunch of nothing. Might be a whole bunch of nothing, right? It's one thing to say compromise. It's another thing if the two sides are so far apart that a 5% compromise barely moves the needle, right? And that's apparently what happened. During the side's first meetings that discussed core economic issues 43 days ago, the league proposed changes to the arbitration system for players with 2+ years of service, tweaked its proposed draft lottery, and offered the ability for teams to earn draft picks if top prospects found success in the major leagues. MLB hoped the proposal would spur discussion with the union after the side's failed negotiations leading up to the lockout led to 6 weeks of inaction. However, topics not discussed Thursday that have been in the players' suite of ask included changes to the competitive balance tax, raising the minimum salary, the big issues, the core issues. Major League Baseball called the players to the table and offered nothing on the big issues. They offered a bunch of compromises on the small issues. So what has happened in the last day since the meetings yesterday? Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So baseball fans, sit back, strap in, because it's a long ride. And I have told you, the goal here betwixt these two parties is not to reach a compromise. The goal is to win the PR war. Because welcome to 2022, baby. At the end of the day, publicity is the ultimate tool. It's the ultimate resource in this world. I'm to the point where I think publicity is actually surpassing money in terms of value to some degree, right? Because with publicity comes money. You get why do you think people try so hard to be influencers on TikTok and Instagram and social media? Because once you gain X, Y, Z million followers on one of the social media, people just start giving you money for existing. I was introduced last night. She's going to get mad at me for this. But the lady friend, we went out on a date last night, went and got a little dinner afterwards, headed back to the house, and she's scrolling TikTok. She's a TikToker. Not like makes of it. She just likes watching the videos. And she goes, she shows me this lady, and this lady's got two kids. They're like 3 and 5 or younger than that, 2 and 3. I don't know, whatever. They're kids. They're like toddlers, you know? And she's like, yeah, look at this lady. Your kids are so cute. She's got like 2 million followers. And I said, 2 million followers? That's awesome. What does she do? And she goes, well, she's got these cute kids. And I went, right, but what does she do? Well, look at her kids. They're cute. Right. But why do 2 million people follow her? Because she's got these cute kids.
Okay, you've absolutely described TikTok.
Yes. No, there are some TikTokers that are genuinely funny. I will follow anybody who makes me laugh.
R-Truth's pretty good on TikTok.
R-Truth's great on TikTok.
I've never seen it on TikTok.
Yeah.
I've seen it on other social media of his TikTok.
Yeah. Shout out to Keegan, our P1 Keegan. He's on TikTok. Dude's really funny when he does. I appreciate comedy, even if it comes in 10-second clips. If you are genuinely funny. This lady's entire existence is, here's a picture of my 2 kids, and people by the millions follow her and send her money for having a kid.
Those kids start taking a turn towards acne and things like that. God. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't wish anything bad on the kids, obviously. Because y'all stop giving money to people for just, it's one thing to exist. Like even if she was like parenting tip 101, When my baby cries, here's this unique thing that I do to get them to stop. I'd be like, okay, well, that can help people. Nope. She just literally, boop, here's my kid pushing a stroller. 2.1 million followers. And people give her thousands of dollars. Public notoriety is probably, if it's not already, about to overtake money in terms of importance. It is better to have followers than money, because with followers comes money. That's where baseball is right now. They are trying to win the public relations war more than they are trying to get the financial issues settled so that they can go play baseball. Because if they can get the public relations side of it figured out to where we as fans join one side of the battle of the other, that is the biggest, fattest negotiating token on the table. Whatever side has the public relation war won, they're going to be able to demand more from the other side, and more importantly, get it. Because we are the pawn. Welcome to baseball, baby. All right. Quick break. We'll come back here in just a minute from right now. I got a couple of things that I want to do today. I want to take a look back at Trevor Lawrence's rookie year by the numbers and see. I have a theory that Herb cost Trevor his rookie season. Is it true? We'll look at the numbers and find out. We will talk some NBA today. Hour number 2, we're going NFL wall to wall. We're breaking down the entire week of the playoffs. We got wild card weekend. We'll give you the full breakdown when we come back. I'm Rob. He's Lonzo. You're listening to the best sports talk radio show in the state of South Carolina, according to the South Carolina Broadcasters Association. You're listening to the Rob Brown Show on ESPN Upstate.
Rob's a little amped today, isn't he? As loud as you think it is in the studio, it's louder than that. It's all right. It's okay to be hype on a Friday, you know.
South Carolina women, they pick up a win against Texas A&M 65-45 on Thursday night. They'll match up against Arkansas coming up on Sunday. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. It's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. With your ESPN Upstate Sports Center update, I'm Matt Pauley.
ESPN Upstate is home for Furman Paladins men's basketball.
And yes, I'm sitting in silence waiting for the noise to return.
97.7 FM Spartanburg on your computer, smart speaker, and phone on the Odyssey app.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. Hey, it's Charlie James. It's time to call QC Kinetics. Non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgeries, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients are raving about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Don't let them keep giving you steroids. And don't.
I wish my Facebook feed would quit showing me stand-up arcade cabinets, because it's killing me. Because I almost kind of want a stand-up arcade cabinet.
You almost want a
All right, I do want one, but I want a certain one. And
Galaga.
no. Although I'm a fan
Mortal
of Galaga.
Kombat.
No, it's a game called Gorf.
Gorf?
Gorf, Gorf.
I've never heard of it. Gorf.
It was an amazing game in the arcade. When you walked by, it made fun of you to get you to play.
Really?
Even in the 80s.
Really?
You don't have what it takes, things like that. And had a joystick which was different than other ones. It was kind of like a stock on the cabinet. It was and it was like 3 or 4 different games into one game.
It looks like a combination of Galaga,
Yes, Space Invaders,
and what was it? Asteroid Defense, City Defense.
There's like a mothership at the end of the level, with a shield, a semicircle shield
Yeah.
that you have to try to break through and hit just this little spot inside the ship to blow it up. I spent many a token there. If
the spaceships in this game coming at you go like this, the Galaga just came at you.
If I saw one of those, I'd be very tempted. We'll build a room to put it in if I don't have one.
Tommy says, I have a feeling Urban cost Trevor Lawrence his rookie season. In other news, water is wet, the sky is blue, and Rob is loud. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
No, the obvious thing is what I said at the beginning of the season, that everyone would let Trevor off by blaming it on Urban Meyer, even though Trevor might be a little overrated in the NFL. Might be. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm going to blame Urban Meyer. I'm going to blame the obvious thing here.
I'm
going to definitely blame the
You're going to go
thing.
with your hate.
No, I'm going to go with the facts here, that if a head coach is bad and gets fired before he even gets to the end of his first year, that he's probably not a great influence on the guys in the locker room, including a first-year rookie quarterback. I feel like that stands. I feel like that's logical.
I would love to be the guy to go back and find the actual tape of me saying exactly what's going to be said today at the beginning of this year.
Right.
And I'm not saying you're wrong as far as Urban Meyer not being a good coach in the NFL, but some blame needs to go to Trevor Lawrence, and he's not going to get any, and he deserves it.
That would be me that'd be like me saying, next Wednesday, Lonzo, I'm going to see a car drive right down that road. And then next Wednesday, I see a car drive down that road and go, man, I wish I had the tape of me saying that. Yes, of course. Of course we're going to blame Herb because he's bad at his job. Now,
you notice he left out the main part that I was talking about, that Trevor Lawrence is not going to get the blame he deserves. He's going to be given a pass. Oh, it was Urban's fault. He's exactly who we said he was going to be. He is the next Andrew Luck. He is the next whatever. We weren't wrong. It's Urban's fault.
So I have said, I will continue to say, it is entirely possible that Trevor Lawrence just isn't good. It's a possibility.
He's in Jacksonville. If he stays in Jacksonville, you're going to get a game here and there. No matter what coach they bring in, he's in Jacksonville.
I don't subscribe. This is the difference between you and I. I don't subscribe, to the cursed franchise philosophy. Like, they can't be good because they are the Blanks.
It's not about a cursed franchise. It's you're the guy who look at history, look at the past, look at the details. We look at the details. They're in for the number 1 or the number 2 draft pick every year. Why? Is it the ownership's fault? Partially.
Yeah.
Is it the fact that they don't bring in good coaches? Yeah, that probably has something to do with it.
I put it on Trent Baalke. I got a lot of similarities this year between Carolina and Jacksonville, right? Like, one of the similarities is that the front office decision-making of Jacksonville is a joke. And that's why all their fans dressed like clowns last weekend.
Well, there was a time when Tampa Bay was that franchise, and we saw how they got turned around. So it is a possibility, but it doesn't happen overnight, and you would like to see some positive steps in the right direction. And it seems like you talk about that 2 to 4 year rebuild that happens like every couple years. So, I mean, you take a step back when you fire a coach in the middle of the season. All I'm saying is,
they didn't take a step back from Herb. They just stayed exactly where they were. They were just as bad off as him being there as not.
And then Trevor Lawrence goes out and has the kind of game he does in the last game. It makes people think, oh, okay, yeah, he's good. He'll have those every once in a while when the other team plays down to that team.
I mean, that was a 9-win football team they beat to keep out of the playoffs, by the way, a team playing for their lives. All right, here's my take on it. I don't think there was not a rookie quarterback this year that faced more. There has not been a rookie quarterback in the past 3 or 4 years that has faced more dysfunction within their organization than Trevor Lawrence. Not one. Joey B didn't face that much in Cincinnati.
Well, I'd say anybody who goes to the Jets has to face that kind of stuff.
I don't think the Jets were as dysfunctional as Jacksonville was this year.
Really?
Yeah. I think Jacksonville was an absolute dumpster fire this year, predominantly because of Urban Meyer. But yes, an absolute dumpster fire. I would also say that after losing after losing Etienne, after losing Travis Etienne earlier in the year, which was probably going to be his number one security blanket, and who was playing pretty good football before he got banged up, I don't think Trevor Lawrence had much, if any at all, talent. He had basically DJ Chark to do for the majority of the year. And that was really it. Darrell Bevel, who was promoted to interim coach after Meyer was fired, runs one of the most vanilla offenses we've seen. He had to do it without a ton of talent. Now, I'm not saying that T-Law 16 didn't have problems. He did. From weeks 9 to 16, Lawrence completed one touchdown pass. From weeks 9 to 16, one touchdown pass. That's not great. Completed two passes that were for over 30 yards. That's not great either. But the question mark here is why? Is it because, and here are your potential options. Number one, Trevor Lawrence is bad at football. Some people say yes. Option number two, it's hard to throw a 30-yard pass when you don't have a receiver who can run 30 yards. Option number three, it's hard to throw a 30-yard pass when teams are putting 7 in the box because you have not only is your comfort security blanket running back out, but your best running back on the team was benched by the old head coach for the majority of the season because reasons that he never explained. He just stopped playing the best running back on the team for no reason.
Could have been videos or pictures that were incriminating, possibly.
I mean, maybe. Or could have just been, again, Herb's bad at his job. Like I tried to tell y'all he was going to be, and everybody said, Rob, I don't understand why you're banging on Urban Meyer. He's won everywhere he's went. Not anymore, sucker. Could have told you that. Look, the Jags had the lowest scoring offense in the entire National Football League. And I am not arguing that Trevor Lawrence is bad. I am saying that you could give the GOAT terrible equipment and he's going to suck. If Aaron Rodgers played for Jacksonville this year, how many games did they win?
A lot more than they did.
I'll give you 3 more wins.
Oh, come on.
I'll give you 3 more wins.
Come on.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
Who's he throwing to in Green Bay? I mean, I think he's good enough to get more wins than what. Yeah. I would say there'd at least be 500 if Aaron Rodgers was there.
I give you 3 more wins. I'll give you they get to 5, maybe 6, maybe 6. This team is remarkably bad, like genuinely bad. I'm looking down their 2021 roster right now. I don't know the majority of these people, and I'm a pretty well-inclined National Football League guy.
That's surprising, seeing as how many number 1 picks that they get every year. They usually get some pretty good picks.
I mean, yeah, you'd think. And again, I think you're kind of helping me make my point a little bit here without knowing well, maybe you know you're doing it and don't care, which I respect. Trevor Lawrence and anybody else is going to struggle inside of the dysfunctional organization that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am watching people throw Trevor under the bus. Oh, he sucks. He's no good. He can't do it. He's not an NFL caliber guy, and that's fine. But, man, if I put Jimmy Johnson in a Taurus, he's not winning the Daytona 500. You understand?
Which Jimmy Johnson are we talking about?
The 7-time, not the hair.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Not helmet hair.
Because I'm thinking helmet
Actual
hair.
helmet.
Yeah, that Jimmy Johnson is taking some guys out.
I was going to say the one with the helmet, and then I realized that probably doesn't help all that much. Old
Jimmy Johnson, the fisherman.
Old 7-time in a Ford Taurus is not winning the Daytona 500. I don't care who you plug in Jacksonville. That organization's a dumpster fire, and until they figure it out, I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. The day he can get out of his rookie contract, please go anywhere. Texas says if Aaron Rodgers gives them 3 more wins, how bad was Urban Meyer? Trevor is overrated, but it doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback. Just overrated, beating up on ACC competition.
Yeah, he is overrated. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. He did great things at Clemson, and he has the ability, I think, to be at least a middle of the road quarterback if he's on a pretty good team.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Trevor Lawrence was set up like a freaking king at Clemson, right? The talent that man had around him at Clemson. I think I could have gone at least 9-3 in most of those seasons just by chunking it downfield.
Yeah, if ATN hadn't gotten hurt, that would have helped Jacksonville a great bit. But if you look at some of the receivers and some of the other guys that he had on that team, they're killing it on other teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Bleep it. T. Higgins down there somewhere, right? Like that. My dude was set up for success in Clemson. It's the opposite in Jax.
He's in Cincinnati, right? I believe.
I think right. I think so. Yeah. Dude was set up for success. He's set up for failure in Jacksonville. So those of you that have written off Trevor Lawrence, and I'm not saying he's going to
Bengal, by the way. So he will be playing in the playoffs, including a bunch of other Clemson players, former Clemson players that will be in the playoffs this weekend.
Texas says Jags lead the league in drops, not Trevor's fault. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The dude is set up for failure in Jacksonville. Set up. They got no offense. Herb sat the number 1 running back on the team for 6-8 weeks with no explanation for it. Wide receivers are a joke. Trevor Lawrence might be the best quarterback we've ever seen. We won't/can't know in Jacksonville. Can't know. Texas says, what are y'all talking about? Lawrence Kennan will be a top quarterback in the NFL. Some of the throws I've seen him make, ... Text cut off after that. I'm assuming you're going to say, impressed me or something to the like.
Or at Clemson, probably.
Yeah. Look, first off.
The NFL is different. It is, especially from the quarterback position.
Very different. World's different. For the record, my take on this is we have no way of knowing how good Trevor Lawrence is yet. We don't have a way of knowing. Now, if this was Lawrence 5 years deep in the league, then I might be going, maybe it's a little on him. But his rookie year, he got handed to a dumpster fire of a franchise with a dumpster fire of a person as a head coach.
How many offensive coordinators and or head coaches will he go through in his rookie contract?
Hell, he's already on number 2 at both, right?
Well, it's interim, but
still counts.
Yeah, it does.
He's on a second head coach and second offensive coordinator before he got 17 games under his belt.
And we've seen that happen to some other pretty good quarterbacks, and they were ruined.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm saying.
Which is why you should try to be the number 2 draft pick, not the number 1.
I got to tell you, I'm not. Here's what I'm going to say. There's a lot of rookie quarterbacks that could have got to week 14 and gone, no, I'm done, man. Just bench me for the year. For real. Just bench me for the year. Let me save it up. T-Law went out there and persevered through, ended up catching win number 3 and knocking the Colts out of the playoffs. Lawrence can be a generational quarterback, has the potential, has the capability, has the prowess. But Jacksonville has no talent, has an offensive coaching staff that doesn't know what the hell they're doing with the guy, and has a GM in Trent Baalke that's like, how do I do this job? It's bad, man. I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. The dude can be a stud. I just don't know if he can do it in Jacksonville. I don't know if anybody can do it in Jacksonville. Let's take a break. Back after this. Rob Alonzo, you. This is the Rob Brown Show. This is ESPN Upstate. One of those again.
It's going to be all right, man. It's going to be okay.
Dude, I was fine all day until 10 minutes.
ESPN Upstate.
An Odyssey station.
At Lowe's, find aisles of styles that transform. Create a serene space with an Allen & Roth Wilmer shower door for $549 and bathroom vanities starting at $99.98. And find an Allen & Roth Harlow brush nickel faucet for $99. Design your room your way, from start to finishing touches. Shop the Lowe's Bat Style and Save event now, in-store and online. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. About to 318. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. U.S. only.
If you were designing the next generation of luxury crossovers, you'd want it to have everything that's important to you, not just an available 14-inch touchscreen, an interface designed to give you what you need where you need it, not just an advanced safety system, one that's designed to help you protect others on the road, not just a driver-centric cockpit, one with intuitive tech that actually gets you, so you can block out all the noise and focus on what matters. That's what you can get with the all-new 2022 Lexus NX. To discover more about this next-level crossover, visit lexus.com/NX.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Creamy nut butter makes it delightfully sweet. Roasted nuts make it perfectly salty. Get 2 great tastes in one delicious bar. Enjoy a Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bar today.
This is Sports Center.
And Christine Lacey, here's what's happening. 5 players, including receivers Cooper Kupp of the Rams and Devontae Adams of the Packers, unanimous choices for the Associated Press 2021 All-Pro team. The other unanimous selections, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, Steelers edge rusher TJ Watt, and Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald. For Donald, it's the 7th time in his 8 NFL seasons that he's on the All-Pro team. Warriors resting Klay Thompson tonight against the Bulls in the opener of our Friday NBA doubleheader. Then John Morant looks to lead the Grizzlies to a 12th straight win as they welcome the Mavericks. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern on ESPN TV. Boston's Marcus Smart out tonight against the 76ers due to health and safety protocols. Utah's Rudy Gobert cleared protocols. Jazz went 1-4 in the 5 games he missed. Utah's next game is Sunday in Denver.
There's the rest, and then there's the best. You're listening to the best sports talk show in the station.
Lonzo, time to go on the record. What's the knee say? What does the knee say? The left knee prognostication is?
It's a little tight. I'm not having the pain I had yesterday.
You have to make you got to make a statement here. Otherwise, I can't trust the prognostication.
Well, I have heard now from other outlets that it's going to be freezing rain and not snow.
Okay.
Yeah. So
does the knee differentiate between snow and freezing rain, or is it just cold stuff from the sky?
It's cold stuff. Yeah, there's snow.
I feel like I trusted the knee all week, and now you're just like, I don't know.
Hey, you can discount.
I feel like you're being wishy-washy.
You can discount the knee. I'm fine with that. If you can discontinue the knee and make the pain stop, and I'm fine with that too. Although,
is this a knee-jerk reaction to what the weatherman's saying? Is that what this is?
Could be, could absolutely be.
Are you? So this is not like a joint forecast or anything like that. Should have put a cap on this segment.
You know what's awesome is that I get to work, back to back with pun guys, and it's I never know how to react to pun guys. For one thing, I'm amazed as you and Vince Coakley can just boom, 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 one right, and I just can't do that. I'm just not a pun guy.
I need to know how you feel about all this, to be honest with you.
It's going to snow, people, somewhere. There we go.
Are these jokes too corny for you, Lonzo? Are they? I got to tell you, it's like you want me to stop, and I feel like you're being a little needy right now.
I've always wondered what the boss thinks about puns. I've always been curious about that.
See, I know he's a big fan of irony, so I'm sure he'd like him. We need to hurry up and get this segment over with, don't we?
Yes, I am looking at the clock.
And that's all I got. Ortho, you thought. Ortho.
No, I
Okay.
got it. That was for effect for people in the stream.
gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah, because we're always
You're
on.
acting. Got it.
We're always on.
Yeah. That's what we do. All right. I'm done. All right, I got him. I'm stopping. I'm stopping right there. Still waiting to find out about the weather. It's a 50% chance. It's either gonna snow or it's not.
Have you looked to see if your weather app has changed the forecast on it?
I've looked at it like 50 times in the last 3 hours, and the percentage, I will say this, last night it said like 96% chance of snow, and today it's back down to like 85. So,
well, according to mine, and this is set to Greenville right now because I'm in Greenville. More proof that we're in Greenville and not Malden because the phone says so.
yeah.
It still says 100% snow. So, and again, it's late Saturday, early Sunday morning. So, but according to a weather report I heard earlier, is that the snow event will begin somewhere around 9 p.m. Saturday night.
Can I make a request for the music that accompanies me out to the break?
I don't do requests, but I'll listen.
Will you play Kenny Chesney on the way out?
Only if I'm on my way out of the business.
We'll keep an eye on this weather for you and see where it goes.
There is a winter storm watch on and warnings in certain areas. So it comes down to just be careful. If you don't need to go anywhere, don't go anywhere. And if you're worried about this model says this model says that, just go outside and look. If it's snowing or it's icing, don't go anywhere unless you have to.
Yeah, pretty much the advice.
Just open up the big window.
Go buy all the milk and bread right now.
It's too late. Get some nice hot cocoa and sit in front of the window and just watch the snowfall.
By the way, fun little stat. Amongst quarterbacks, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones, who were all selected in the top 15 picks in the 2021 draft, Lawrence's 59.6% completion percentage was behind only one quarterback of that group, Mac. Mac is the only one who gets
to play games and only throw like 5 or 6 passes. And I know he doesn't need to throw any more than that to win, but that helps your percentage when you just don't
sure it does.
really have to throw that.
Helps your
many.
percentage when you got a franchise that's not full of clowns running the clown car, isn't it?
Well, they are all cheaters, but it's worked in the past.
We'll find out. All right, I need to go to break. That's Lonzo. My name is Rob Brown. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 1 here in just a minute. Hour number 2. When we come back, first off, I told you yesterday I thought the NBA does the best job of catering to new fans. I'm going to show you how when we come back in a minute. Hour number 2, wall-to-wall NFL coverage as we break down the playoffs. All that and more coming up on the Rob Brown Show, ESPN Upstate. Keegan, it's going to be snowy this weekend. Trey, March 12th. I may be able to make that one. I'll let you know. I would like to.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See Walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, Keegan. I knew that day. I was like, why is that day familiar? That is correct. Keegan asked what the forecast was going to be, Lonzo. I told him it was going to be snowy.
Yeah, I heard it down the hall. The door hadn't quite closed yet, so glad I was able to catch that one. I can't read part of it because I need my glasses.
I'm going to send it to you. It's a D&D description of the human variant of Floridian. As a bonus action, you can dip into your secret stash of drugs. Most Floridians have one and up your game. For the next minute, your speed increases by 10 feet. You gain 20 temporary hit points and become immune to the frightened and charm conditions. After the duration, you gain 2 points of experience or 2 points of exhaustion. Language, you can speak common. You don't need any other languages. You ain't no foreigner.
I wonder if there's one for Ohio. I mean, since there's one for Florida.
Ohio's just the Florida of the north, right?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Just the Florida.
I still haven't been to Florida, so I'm just have to go by your description and others and say yes. I'll make it to Florida when I turn 65.
With just one spray of Microban 24, your hard surfaces are sanitized for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch after touch.
So 6 hours from now?
Still sanitized.
12 hours?
Yep.
18 hours?
We're really doing this.
24 hours.
When used as directed, one spray of Microban keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria touch after touch for up to 24 hours.
Wow.
Microban 24, the sanitizer 4 out of 5 doctors would use in their own homes. So why aren't you? Research shows that people remember radio ads with lots of sound effects. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here are some zany sounds. Saving on home insurance is no laughing matter. Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. The money you save could change your life. It's time for you to take your insurance choice seriously. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Liberty.
The Rob Brown Show is back on your radio. This is ESPN Upstate. Hello, Upstate South Carolina. Rob, Lonzo, and you. I told you yesterday, I think, or Monday, I don't know. I told you a day at some point in the recent past that I think the NBA does the best job of catering to new fans. Here's a perfect example of that. Tuesday's game against the Golden State Warriors. Ja Morant went after another dub because the Grizz are good and Ja is insanity in human form. Morant made headlines because after the game was over in Memphis, a 116-108 win over Golden State that included an and one foul. As he walked past the crowd, there was a young kid who outstretched his hand to get get the old dap it up from Ja, and Ja ignored him because he was a Memphis guy in a Golden State jersey. And after the game, they asked about it. Ja was like, my bad. Ja said he was disrespectful with that jersey on. He's laughing about it. And then Ja offered to send the fan a Grizzlies jersey to start wearing to the games instead of his Golden State gear. Well, after he said that on social media, the Grizz started up a campaign. The team posted on its Twitter account saying that for the next couple of games, they will allow kids 12 or younger to bring in the jersey of an opposing player or team and trade it in for a brand new Ja Morant jersey and 2 tickets to the next NBA game in Memphis. That's how you win new kids into your game.
What are they going to do with those jerseys?
I'm assuming they'll just get rid of them, or they'll give them back to the NBA to redistribute, or give them to charity or something. But who cares, right? Tell me if you're an 11-year-old kid whose daddy gave him a Curry jersey and you're watching Ja do what he's doing, that you don't want to trade that in for a Ja jersey and get to go to a game for free. That's how you win new fans over. Baseball. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show, ESPN Upstate.
Think that Curry jersey comes with a binky? It's like attached to it.
With the little clip that
Yeah. Maybe even a bib too. I mean,
Another Colts assistant coach is on the list of candidates for the Panthers offensive coordinator position, according to SI.com. Colts running backs coach Scott Montgomery is going to interview for the offensive coordinator spot. Colts wide receivers coach Mike Rowe has already interviewed for the opening. Clemson basketball, they get back at it on Saturday when they host Boston College. The Clemson women's basketball team, they lose to Miami 69-60 yesterday. They'll match up against Virginia Tech coming up on Sunday, while the South Carolina women, they pick up a win against Texas A&M 65-45 on Thursday night. They'll match up against Arkansas coming up on Sunday. Download the Score app today, lightning fast sports alerts, so you never miss a thing. It's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. With your ESPN Upstate Sports Center update, I'm Matt Pauley.
Have you heard Offsides with Mark Ryan? Now 3 to 7 p.m. on ESPN.
we'll be back a little early because that's a 30 and a 60. I need to fix that.
Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, the Las Vegas Raiders take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Then it's an AFC East rivalry when the Patriots head to Buffalo to face the Bills. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. From the wild card round all the way to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles, the NFL playoffs are right here.
Tomorrow afternoon at 4, when you're home for the NFL playoffs, ESPN Upstate.
And check this out.
For an official Rob Brown lockdown. Unfiltered sports talk manufactured locally for the Carolinas. This is the Rob Brown Show. Only on ESPN.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The second hour of the Rob Brown Show goes now. This is ESPN Upstate. Hello, Upstate South Carolina. I am Rob Brown. Directly across from me, Colonel Grudge, the Alpha and the Omega of ESPN Upstate, the great one, Lonzo, is at the controls today. 844-477-3776, 844-GSP. ESPN is the number. NFL this hour. And I'm going to start with a little bit of audio here, if you don't mind, Lonzo. And No, no. I have it over here. I didn't get it in the roster beforehand. Sorry.
I was going to say, I did check, and I didn't see anything.
No, I got it over here.
Right.
I just came across it. This is a statement. Now, this is a statement from David Tepper. And this is the statement that David Tepper made when he bought the team. And just after this year and the condition the team's in, I just want to play this clip and get Lonzo's reaction to it and see what he feels about it. So here's David Tepper right after he got approval from the league to buy the Panthers. Here's what he said.
And we're doing this in Carolina. The first thing I care about is winning. The second thing I care about is winning. And the third thing I care about is you guys are smart. So that's on and off the field. That includes the charity aspect, community aspect, and how you make a community better.
How you feel about all that?
You can care about winning doesn't mean you know how to do it. I mean, there's that.
Correct. All right. I have no further commentary. I just wanted to. Somebody just posted that on the Twitter feed, and I was like, "Yeah, all right." It's a good little chuckle there. Let's jump into it. It is time to talk a little wild card playoff weekend as we get ready for the wild card weekend, and we're going to be going wall to wall. By the way, Lonzo, for those folks that maybe have to work this weekend, maybe they can't get out and about this weekend, or maybe they have to be out and about this weekend, and they're thinking, man, it's wild card weekend, and I'm not going to be near a television. Any advice for those people starting at, I don't know, maybe tomorrow about 4:30 when Las Vegas and Cincinnati kick off, and then going all the way through Monday night? Any thoughts?
So let me paint a scenario for you. So you're at work and it snows like crazy to the point where you can't leave, and there's no TVs at work, but there is one thing. There is a radio. And on said radio, you can listen to the playoffs right here on ESPN Upstate.
I'll be gosh darned. How about that? Yes, you can, ladies and gentlemen. From wall to wall, starting with game number 1, Las Vegas at Cincinnati, 4:30 on Saturday. Going all the way through the Super Bowl itself, which we are allowed to say because you're home for exclusive coverage of the Super Bowl. If you want to listen from kickoff to the final whistle and the celebrations on both ends, you can hear it all right here on ESPN Upstate Live, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome. We're just here to make your lives better. That's what we do. Just here to make your life better. We kick it off with Las Vegas at Cincinnati as we open this bad boy off. Bengals and Raiders. Very excited at this one. Vegas on the road. Derek Carr, 4 consecutive wins to end the regular season to get into the playoffs, derailed the chances of both the Colts and the Chargers in the same spot. Of course, one of those wins did come against the Browns team that was absolutely hammered by COVID. The other one came against the Broncos in the midst of a 4-game losing streak to end the season. But you grind out 4 in a row to gut your way into the playoffs, and you'll get there. Here's a fun note about it. You know how many career playoff games Derek Carr's played in, Lonzo? Take a stab at it.
1?
0.
Okay.
This will be Derek Carr's first playoff game in an 8-year career thus far. He was injured and inactive for the Raiders' 2016 wildcard loss to the Texans. Traditionally, veteran quarterbacks who have playoff experience do better in the playoffs than young ones do. But you got 2 guys in Joey B and Derek Carr who have never made themselves here. Now, here's the one thing that's really interesting about this Raiders team. Remember, they have an interim coach guiding them right now. But that interim coach did guide them to 4 consecutive wins to end the season, including that San Diego win where they would have been happy to take the tie.
The guy whose name I still don't know, but I love the side-by-side pictures of him and Goldberg. So I just think of him as Goldberg.
The Raiders elevated Rich Bisaccia after John Gruden got canned for his emails that were published by multimedia outlets, was asked to take over a team that was 5-2. And a lot of people said, hey, just guide them to mediocrity. He got them to the playoffs. The Raiders and the Bengals played back in week 11. The Bengals scored 19 points in the fourth quarter to steal a 32-13 victory. The Raiders did really well against Joey B in that game, just 148 yards for Joe Burrow, but Burrow has come alive as the season has progressed. So that's going to be a tough feat to duplicate, especially considering the Raiders were only the 22nd ranked defense in the NFL in combined QBR. The Bengals, on the other hand, are they are plus 1,800 to make the Super Bowl. The Raiders plus 4,000 to make the Super Bowl. So the Bengals are the favorite in this game. Ain't no doubt about it. Joey B throwing for a combined 971 yards in week 16 and 17 in wins over the Ravens and over Lonzo's Chiefs, 3 yards less than the NFL record for yardage in any two-game span by any quarterback ever.
Something else to keep in mind about this game, other than the game itself, is the possibility of weather, because they are playing in Cincinnati for one thing. You got the Raiders coming to a cold weather place, and I just checked the weather myself, and it's uncertain if that system's going to be hitting early enough to factor into the game, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Right now, and this, as Lonzo pointed out, could change literally in the next 5 minutes. Right now, Saturday afternoon is supposed to be a high of 31 degrees, a low of 19, and there is about a 10% chance of precipitation, snow/freezing rain. But it could change. That being said, looks like it, hopefully, I want it to be clear skies. I'd rather see Joey B able to open this offense up, and I'd like to see Derek Carr get to open the Raiders offense up a little bit, but it will be cold either way. We'll see how that impacts the game. Cincinnati taking on the Raiders, and look, I like Derek Carr. I like that this team has really kind of found its identity after John Gruden was let go midseason. I like that they have rallied around it. The Raiders have gone through hell and back so far this season between Henry Riggs and the car accident, John Gruden getting canned. They have been through a lot and yet continue to just put nose to the grindstone and got it done. I don't give compliments to the Raiders very often, but I will for what they've done this season. That being said, great one, Joey B is on a heater right now. I'll take the Bengals by about 14.
Yeah, especially after, like you pointed out, the last two games, and especially who they beat. When they beat Kansas City, that to them is the beginning of the playoffs. And you could see it in their eyes that they feel like they're going to make some noise. The Raiders really shocked that they made it, but they did. Good on them. As you talked about all the adversity they had to deal with this season, but I just don't see them beating the Bengals.
Yeah, they caught a buzzsaw. Caught a buzzsaw in week one, as good as the Bengals have been. Let's get one more game in here before we take a break. How about in game number 2 on Saturday, we're going nighttime football as New England goes to the Bills, the AFC East champions, Josh Allen and co. But the Patriots, well, they've got history on their side. Since he arrived in New England, Belichick has taken his team to the playoffs 18 times. In 14 of the first 17 appearances, his team's won at least one playoff game. There have been 3 one-and-dones for the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick knows how to win these types of games. However, the Patriots are obviously doing it without what's his name that used to play quarterback there. You know who I'm talking about. Oh, what's his face? That other guy.
The guy who may also lose this weekend.
Yeah, that one. He won't. But yeah, that one. He's out. That being said, Mac Jones has been good. Has played, I think, beyond expectations, even for a guy that was expected to go in there and be okay. Here's the problem. In late December, Mac Jones was not quite as good. Week 13 victory over the Bills. Last time these two teams got together, Patriots limited Mac Jones to 3 passes. He threw 3. Remember that game? I came in here the next day and went, yeah. Ooh, that was fun, everybody. Y'all know y'all love snow and cold game, right? Y'all know you love snow and cold. When Mac Jones threw 3 passes in the game, fantastic, exciting football, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? And all y'all, Rob's an idiot for saying stadiums should all be domed, guys, didn't have a single phone call for me. Not a one. Anyway, 3 passes against the Bills. Then he went to the Colts, threw 2 interceptions apiece between them and the Bills. Jones rebounded after that. But you know the last rookie quarterback to win a playoff game? Last rookie quarterback to win a playoff game, Lonzo. You want to take a stab at it? You got to go back to 2012. I'll give you that hint.
Sorry for the silence.
I know.
Yeah, it's like, man.
I thought about humming the Jeopardy theme song, but I didn't know if that was too cliche.
I don't know. That's just
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Russell Wilson, 2012 for the Seahawks, the last rookie quarterback to win a playoff game. Jones, again, 3 passes in the Patriots' first game against the Bills, completed 14 in the second, but also threw 2 picks in that one. That being said, Damian Harris, 244 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns in those 2 games. So they can run the ball. But the Bills, on the other hand, the Bills plus 750 in Vegas to make the Super Bowl. The Patriots plus 2,000. So they're over twice as likely to make the Super Bowl. Josh Allen has been good. That being said, after week 8, before week 8, guy was phenomenal. After week 8, league high 12 interceptions since week 8. Now, a lot of those weren't his fault. And Allen was hit on dropbacks more than all but 3 other quarterbacks in the NFL. Allen absorbed contacts on 1 out of every 4 dropbacks during that duration of 12 interceptions. 1 out of 4 times he dropped back, he got popped. Now, the Patriots, good defensive line. Not great, but good defensive line. They can hustle. They can hurry. And that's why it's going to be interesting. But Buffalo's not a guarantee to win this game. In week 5, over the Chiefs. Week 16, over the Patriots. A pair of wins. However, they underperformed based on their schedule this year, according to 538. 6 of their victories came against teams that were using a backup quarterback. And against the best 5 quarterbacks they faced in 2021, the Bills went 2-3. 2-3. So it's more likely that the longer the Bills go through this series, the more likely the Bills go, or the further the Bills go, the more likely it is that they will lose. That being said, the Bills and Patriots had a weird season series. The Patriots won on a winning night in Buffalo because of the run game, which is weird. But the Bills came back and thrashed the Patriots on the road in week 16. Now we go back to Buffalo, where the Patriots are 1-0 this year. And I got to tell you, I like Josh Allen. I like the Buffalo Bills. But Lonzo, I might put him on upset alert against the Patriots in wildcard weekend.
First of all, I got to say that Rob's take on all football needs to be domed is ridiculous. Football is an outdoor sport. It's not baseball. It's not one of those things that should be canceled by rain or anything weather. And that's just crazy. And this hopefully will be a game that will prove it. Hopefully the weather is horrible.
Off in Kansas City. I hope it rains 80 inches in Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't care.
I hope it's a mud puddle on the field.
You're so vindictive.
You like outside football. I'm hoping you get it.
Yeah, I do. They'll win either way.
I hope you get just sludge and mud and rain.
When we pick the Kansas City game, you're going to pick them to lose, I'm guessing.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right.
Unless there's 3 or more inches of rain, and then I'm absolutely taking the Steelers.
More than likely, there'll be snow like there's going to be everywhere else. I'm going with Buffalo in this, and I normally don't do this. I haven't been a Buffalo fan, but I'm going with Buffalo over New England.
Oh, you got lucky. The forecast calls for heavy rain on Saturday in Kansas City.
And Kansas City plays Sunday night.
Yep, you got lucky. You got lucky.
Didn't get lucky.
You got lucky. I wish it would rain 19 inches Sunday.
We're like the post office, man.
I didn't call. Chemtrails definitely aren't real over Kansas City on Sunday. There are no chemtrails over Kansas City. It's not a thing. It's not real. It's a conspiracy theory, and they don't exist. Cloud seeding is fake. Birds are real.
Definitely
Rob, over Kansas City on Sunday.
Rob, I could do the same towards your team, but
my team's not in the playoffs.
Your team's not in the playoffs.
Why you got to be a jerk? Why you got to make it personal?
You did it first.
Oh, we're just having fun here.
All right. Anyway, Buffalo over New England.
I want to pick upset here. I want to take Hoodie.
But is it really an upset? No matter what what Vegas says or anything else, Belichick winning a playoff game, is it ever really an upset?
I mean, no, but also every Every Vegas site has the Bills winning. Yeah. Let's see. In fact, let's go check out what the live line is on that look right now. Buffalo -4.5 across the board. That's an overcomable number for the Bills. By the way, that means the Bills, because you get 3 for being at home, the Bills are a 1-point favorite over the Patriots. I think I'm going to go upset alert here, Lonzo. I think I'm going to take the Patriots. Please don't. In fact, I may go watch this game with my friends, the Bills, but I think I got to go Patriots here. Please don't text me angry things, Bill fans. I like you.
Text him angry things because he's not picking your team to win.
Which means he's a hater and he hates your team.
Absolutely.
That's how this works. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Patriots on the upset here. I like Josh. I love Josh Allen. But as has been pointed out, Josh Allen does not play well outside in the cold, and this is going to be a cold weather game. Patriots are set up to win in cold weather. Outside football, yeah. Ugh. All right, let's take a break. When we come back here in just a minute, we'll skip on over to Sunday. We got a pair of NFC games to open it up Sunday. Philly at Tampa, San Francisco at Dallas. Then the night game is our final AFC wildcard game, Pittsburgh at Kansas City. And then Arizona at LA in a divisional matchup on Monday Night Football. We'll give you the picks for the rest of the wildcard weekend when we come back. I'm Rob. He's Lonzo. Thomas just said, I'll bet you a brew that Buffalo wins. Deal. Done. There you go. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show, ESPN Upstate. You're on, Thomas. I'm a little bummed. I'm excited about the snow this weekend, but a little bummed because this was going to be the first Sunday in a hot minute that your boy was going to get out and ride the old motocicleta a little bit up into the hills. And your boy does not ride in the snow. All right. He doesn't do it. But you know what I am excited about? What I am excited about is that, as a matter of fact, when I get off of work today, I'm running over by Harley-Davidson of Greenville on the way back downtown. Why? Because I have decided I am going to pick up some new cold weather gear. Because Monday, Lonzo and I are off. And it should be nicer on Monday. So your boy's going to grab some cold weather gear from Harley-Davidson of Greenville. And he's going to get out and take to the roads of the upstate just a little bit if it's nice outside. But even if it's not, I'm still going to go by because I got questions. And that's what Harley-Davidson of Greenville does. Once they get you hooked up with the bike of your dreams, once they get you geared up, outfitted from head to boots, you are going to be able to go back anytime you want and go, hey, I want to see this. I want to do that. I want to experience this. What do I do? And the folks at Harley-Davidson of Greenville are going to say, yeah, we got you. We're going to get you bike. We're going to get you set up the way you want it. We're going to get you looking, feeling, and driving good and safely. And then we're going to organize rides for you. We'll be able to put maps together for you, tell you exactly what tours you want to go on. It is fantastic to be a member of the Harley-Davidson of Greenville family. I am. You will not regret it. Go check them out. They're at 30 Chrome Drive in Greenville, 30 Chrome Drive, or go to their website. You can see everything in the store on their website at upstateharley.com. It's upstateharley.com. It's my friends at Harley-Davidson of Greenville.
ESPN Upstate Sports Center update powered by The Score. Another Colts assistant coach is on the list of candidates for the Panthers offensive coordinator position, according to SI.com. Colts running backs coach Scott Montgomery is going to interview for the offensive coordinator spot. Colts wide receivers coach Mike Rowe has already interviewed for the opening. Clemson basketball, they get back at it on Saturday when they host Boston College. The Clemson women's basketball team, they lose to Miami 69-60 yesterday. They'll match up against Virginia Tech coming up on Sunday, while the South Carolina women, they pick up a win against Texas A&M 65-45 on Thursday night. They'll match up against Arkansas coming up on Sunday. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. It's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. With your ESPN Upstate Sports Center update, I'm Matt Pauley.
ESPN Upstate is your home for Furman Paladins men's basketball. Every play, every game on
Grab another water.
97.7 FM.
Grab a minute.
97.1 FM Spartanburg. On your computer, smart speaker, and phone on the Odyssey app.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with BetQL. The forecast in Orchard Park is 8 degrees at kickoff with a wind chill below 0. It's shaping up to be the second coldest game in Buffalo history and the coldest in Patriots franchise history. Josh Allen said his fingers and toes go numb easily in the cold, and it will be Mac Jones' first start of his high school, college, or NFL career with temps below 30. BetQL says take the under 44.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while. You coming to Bon Jovi with me?
No.
And I ride. I still ride. I still ride. Dead or alive.
Non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgeries, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients are raving about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Don't let them keep giving you steroids, and don't let them tell you surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now and imagine life in 2022 without pain. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 864-448-3772. 864-448-3772. That's 864-448-3772. Cutting the price of your wireless bill.
According to Sports Illustrated, Zach Wilson has gifted his offensive line round trip tickets to anywhere.
Trevor Lawrence would like a first-class ticket to anywhere.
On America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract.
So if you live in Florida, where do you vacation?
I mean, it turns out Floridians are just normal human beings.
I know, but if you live on the beach, do you go somewhere other than the beach for vacation?
You can. I used to do staycations on the beach. I love the beach. Orlando's close to anywhere in Florida.
No. You're missing a point. Do people who live on the beach want to go somewhere else other than what they normally see, like to the mountains or?
I mean, I guess I'm saying like. That'd be like I live on the beach and asking like people in the mountains, do they vacation in the mountains or do they leave the mountains?
I would ask them that question.
Yeah.
I think you're making it too complicated or like it's a trick or something.
I like to overcomplicate everything in my life. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Rob Brown Show's back on your radio. It's ESPN Upstate. Rob, Lonzo, you, 844-GSP, ESPN, 844-477-3776. The preferred home services text line's open for you as well, 71307. Start your text with ESPN so that we can read them on the air. Thomas wrote in, said, Rob, I'll bet you a brew that Buffalo wins. Done deal. Absolutely. Bet it. Mark it down. I'll take it. It's one beer, you know? I'll take a bet. I'm out a brew if I lose. I'm good with that. But if I win, I can't wait. The stipulation is you have to order it for me. You have to go up and order it for me, and I get to film you doing it to post it on social media.
I'm pretty sure we played BetQL right after you left the room, and they picked New England.
I like it. My guys at BetQL, they know what they're doing. Smarter bets start with our friends at BetQL. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, go to the website, betql.com/props, and get signed up for their Giving Props promotion. Thanks for the segue, Lonzo. It started on Wednesday. It runs through the weekend. Go to betql.com/props to sign up. They have put 10 props up on the website. Whoever correctly picks the most correct prop picks is going to win $2,000. Plus, if you sign up, you are automatically entered for a grand prize drawing of $10,000.
Think we're eligible for that?
I don't know.
Probably
We
not.
don't,
Probably
I would say
not.
we are, right? We don't. It's BetQL's promotion. We don't work for them. I don't work for them yet. I could.
No, we don't work for them, but they may.
I'm going to ask afterwards because I absolutely want to play.
I don't know who all our company owns, so that's why I'm thinking we may actually own them. So
I see what you're saying.
So if we do, then we would not be eligible.
Fair enough. I'll find out after. All right, let's move on with our playoff games. We start. So we have. I believe we both picked Joey B and the Bengals to get it done over the Raiders.
We did.
Lonzo taking the Bills. Rob taking Bill Belichick and the Patriots on the road to upset the Buffalo Bills just because of the storyline, right? Billy B gets it done again without Brady. At one point, I genuinely, sincerely asked the question, what happens if we get a Hoodie Brady Super Bowl? And I still think it's a possibility, even out of a wild card team. The Bucks were a wild card team last year and won the Super Bowl. It's possible. Tough, but possible.
It'll be hard to do when you can't get out of the first round.
We'll find out. All right, let's move to Sunday's matchups. We open it up at 1 p.m. when the Philadelphia Eagles are on the road down at Tampa Bay. Your defending Super Bowl champs get the 1 o'clocker against Philly. Going into this game, Tampa Bay 8.5-point favorites over the Eagles in this one, Lonzo. And I'm really intrigued because I think if I had to pick the weakest playoff team, I think I'd pick the Eagles. I think I'd pick the Eagles as my weakest playoff team. They have a less than 1%
even weaker
chance.
than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think so. They have, according to the Football Power Index of ESPN, they have a less than 1% chance to make the Super Bowl. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a slightly over 2% chance to make the Super Bowl. So ESPN agrees with me here, or at least the FBI does. This team is interesting because they have been shuffling offensive linemen all year long. They have had a ton of injuries. They have dealt with COVID as extensively as any other NFL team. But the good news is their original starting 5 is back and healthy. Jordan Mailata, Jason Kelce, and Lane Johnson, all guys who have missed some time, with the exception of Kelce, by the way, who came in. I don't know if you saw this. This was kind of rad. Week 17. Set the record for most consecutive games played without a missed start and for the Eagles. And they ran him out there and let him play the first snap of the game. And then he quit. Well, he didn't quit. He got taken out of the game. But kind of rad to see him out there. Anyway, Jalen Hurts getting his first playoff start for the Eagles. They started the season 2-5, but they went 7-3 after that. However, in that 7-3 run, did not beat a single team with a winning record. When they reeled off 7 out of 10, did not beat a single team with a winning record. 4 of those wins came against teams that were playing a backup quarterback. The Eagles are entering the playoffs on the kind of run per their record that all teams want to have, but very little in terms of battle-testedness. They haven't played a lot of good teams, and I think that helped them get into this. Problem is they're going to Tampa Bay. The Eagles' defense ranked last in the NFL during the regular season in opponents' completion rate. They gave up almost 70% completion percentage, and they're going up against Tom Brady with his 67% completion percentage. It's just a strength on weakness matchup disadvantage. Give me Tampa Bay. I'm not even going to spend a ton of time on this one. Tampa Bay by 21.
This is where the contrarian in me would cost me a lot of money if I was a person who bet big amounts of money. Because I'm so tired of the oversaturation of seeing Tom Brady. The love affair that most sports media people have with this guy, it's sickening. It's annoying. It makes me want to hurl. Just always wanted to say that, and now I did. I'm picking the upset. I am. I think this is one of those things where Tampa Bay has lost some games this year where they had no business losing.
Lost to the Saints twice.
Where they played down to the opponent or they didn't take the opponent serious. And if they come into this game thinking the same way that Rob is thinking about this being the worst team in the playoffs and shouldn't be there, then this could be entertaining. So I'm picking the upset.
We all know Tom Brady notorious for taking it easy in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm not talking about
For the
him.
record, Tom Brady did that last year in the regular season. Tom Brady got a wild card spot last year, and then he came up against the same Saints. He went 0-2 in the regular season and mashed them in the playoffs on his way to a Super Bowl win.
Hey, you want to follow the mass mind and be like everybody else and sing his praise, you go ahead. I'm not going to do that. And I've been consistent by not doing that.
I'll tell you what. Dollar bet, I'll give you the Eagles and 12.5 points.
Let's go lunch. Why do we need
go lunch?
Let's go lunch.
I'm dropping it down to 9.5 for lunch.
All right.
9.5.
All right. Lunch.
All right. The lot. You know what? All right. I said 9.5. I was going to say 8.5 because that's the Vegas line. I'll take 9.5.
I'm confident on my pick, so I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got Brady and the Bucks minus 9.5 for lunch.
Deal.
I'm getting double meat on the burger.
We'll see.
I'm getting double meat on the burger. 9.5 for Brady. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So I that's the easiest. That's the easiest pick of the damn weekend for me. That's the easiest pick of the weekend, like far and away. San Francisco is at Dallas. That's your 4:30 game. The Dallas Cowboys, of course. Man. Through week 17, tied for the league lead with 33 takeaways, led the NFL with 25 interceptions. Pass rush produced a 33.3% pressure rate. 1 out of every 3 passes you throw, your quarterback's under duress against the Dallas Cowboys. That's 5th highest in the league. Number 3 defensive EPA. Cowboys defense is going to win this game for them. Now, the San Francisco 49ers, I think, deserve a lot of credit because they had their backs against the wall. They were down 14 to the LA Rams, but the Rams have been one of the most inconsistent teams in the NFL this year. 49ers went 2-5 to open, but then won 8 of their final 10 to qualify for the postseason, beating 3 consecutive playoff teams in the process. The exact opposite of the Eagles, who beat no playoff teams coming into the postseason. But they're a defensive team too. This is going to be I want to take the under on this game. By the way, speaking of updates, keep an eye on Amari Cooper because Amari Cooper, question mark availability for this game, which would be a huge blow for the Dallas Cowboys. He has just been fined $15,000 for attending a Dallas Mavericks game and going unmasked. Now, the reason he got the $15K fine is because he is unvaccinated, and the NFL rules in place that the Players Association agreed to. You don't have to like the rules, but they did agree to them. The Players Association rules were if you're unvaxxed, you got to be masked when you go out to public gatherings. Cooper was not. He has done it multiple times. He has now been fined $15K by the NFL, and that means he's going to have to go through multiple tests between now and Sunday afternoon's game. If any of those pop positive after he was hanging out at the basketball game, Amari Cooper becomes unavailable. Don't know if that's going to be the case or not for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm saying it's a possibility. Keep an eye on it. Question mark in this game, Lonzo, to me, is Dak Prescott, right? Dak's the question mark in this game. Return to the lineup in week 9, but check out these numbers. Cowboys averaged the NFL's 3rd most offensive points per game at over 30 in weeks 1 to 6, but from weeks 9 to 17, their average dropped down to 23.6, good for about midway part in the NFL. Prescott went from being ranked number 11 in total QBR in weeks number 1 through 6, dropped down to number 17 for 9 through 17. Now, of course, he has, like many other NFL teams, had to deal with injuries, had to deal with COVID taking some key players away from the lineup. Most of those guys are back for the Cowboys, but they have not been as in sync as they were to start the first half of the season. San Francisco, the exact opposite case. They were very slow out of the gates, but has the 49ers have gotten significantly better as the year progressed and have won some big games. The X factor for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Can the guy get back to what he was doing before the injury earlier in the season? How about, though, the X factor for the San Francisco 49ers? Ladies and gentlemen, South Carolina's own Deebo freaking Samuel, who was a monster for them down the stretch. If Deebo can go get him about $125 and a TD in this one, San Francisco can win this game. I'm going to lean San Francisco, and here's why. sometimes narratives stay true. Not always, but sometimes narratives stay true. And the narratives are, these are the type of games that the Dallas Cowboys fall apart in. They have gotten worse, not better, as the season went on. The 49ers have gotten better, not worse, as the season goes on. Debo's a game breaker. He pops one off. I'm going to go San Francisco in the upset on this one on the road.
See, this is funny. You talk about narratives, and one of the main narratives that we've heard for years is that Jimmy Garoppolo can't get it done. But Jimmy Garoppolo is having a good season. When Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy, he's a good quarterback. And it seems like he's one of those guys that sports media decides is not as good as he is. But it comes down to Deebo Samuel. The fact that Deebo Samuel is on San Francisco's side. San Francisco's got a decent defense. And I think I trust in Garoppolo more than I do in Dak Prescott. So I'm going San Francisco.
I think we're all square at one now.
Yeah, you made it through the entire week.
Man.
It's not bad.
Man.
An hour and 20 minutes away from perfection.
Can't finish. Just like the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, a 3 money line, 3-point favorite in this game. They're at home. That means that these two teams are level with each other according to Las Vegas. All right, let's take a break. When we come back here in just a minute, we will break down Lonzo's game, Pittsburgh at Kansas City. Then we jump into Monday night's Arizona at LA game. We'll give you the picks. It's a little early for that one. We can do that one Monday, but I don't want to. We're doing it today because it's Lonzo's show and he said so, dang it. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show. It's ESPN Upstate, y'all. Jim Phillips, commissioner of the ACC, says now is not the time to restructure college football's playoff. So that's dumb. And it's dead.
I'm Christine Lisi. At this hour, 5 players are unanimous choices for the Associated Press 2021 NFL All-Pro team. Rams receiver Cooper Kupp, Packers receiver Devontae Adams, Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, Steelers edge rusher TJ Watt, and Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald. Among the 14 first-time All-Pros, 49ers left tackle Trent Williams, Niners receiver Deebo Samuel, and Bills safety Jordan Poyer. NBA Marcus Smart will be out for the Celtics tonight against the Sixers because of health and safety protocols. Utah's Rudy Gobert has clear protocols. Jazz dropped 4 of the 5 games missed. Utah returns to action on Sunday in Denver. Friday NBA doubleheader opens with the Warriors at the Bulls. Golden State resting Klay Thompson in the second half of a back-to-back. And the Grizzlies go for a 12th straight win when they host the Mavericks. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown, 7 Eastern, ESPN TV.
From the Ingles Market Studio, this is ESPN Upstate. 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg, ESPN Upstate.
An Odyssey station.
Restrictions may apply. Prices and costs of coverage may vary. Call Protect My Car for details. Look, money's tight for everyone right now. It's been a tough year, and you sure don't need to get hit with a big unexpected bill. Like, what if your car breaks down right now? How are you paying the bill? If it's your transmission, that's over $3,000. Your engine, up to $6,000. Even minor repairs like your air conditioning can hit your wallet hard. Here's the good news: if you have a car, truck, or SUV that's $19.99 or more, you can stop paying for repairs right now. That's right. With Protect My Car, when your car breaks down, we pay your repair bill for you. Just dial 800-279-2827 on your mobile phone now to get started. Protect My Car pays for repairs to your engine, transmission, air conditioning, suspension, and so much more. Dial 800-279-2827 and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Dial 800-279-2827 on your mobile phone right now and get free roadside assistance, free towing, free car rental, and free oil changes. Dial 800-279-2827 and never pay for car repairs again. Dial 800-279-2827.
Running a small business means just that, always running.
Woo, you're not kidding.
Which is why this holiday, while the other guys, not mentioning any names, are kicking it back, we'll be kicking it into gear by leaving our doors open for you. So whatever the ink you need this holiday, whether it's packing, shipping, or mailboxing, we'll be right here waiting.
Now that's an ing worth celebrating.
The UPS Store, every ink for small business, all in one place.
The UPS Store.
The UPS Store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
At Church's, we're doing 10 pieces of our credit-worthy comfort made spicy or classic. That's 10 legs and thighs packed with bold flavor. That's how we do value. So you can do the Church's 10 starting at $10.99 deal. Church's, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating locations.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
That 2005 Texas Longhorns began the season ranked number 2 and stayed there all season. Their defense allowed only 16 points per game, while their Vince Young-led offense averaged 50. The Longhorns went on to face USC in the BCS National Championship game against top-ranked USC, winning 41-38, and what many consider one of the greatest college football games ever played.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Teams that win college bowls have
Wow, I never did that. Huh.
great recruiting starts with great conversations. That's why when you post a job for free, LinkedIn Jobs taps into a network of over 770 million professionals to find the right people for your role. LinkedIn Jobs helps you narrow down to only the most qualified candidates, which means you can start hiring the right people faster. Go to linkedin.com/sports to post your job for free. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
We're trophy hosts. Sorry, trophy winning hosts. Named the best sports talk show in North Carolina. The Star Award-winning Rob Brown Show.
Yes, this is a riding a motorcycle kind of song. It's kind of a montage when the guy's on his way from one place to another, like going across country or something.
Lonzo's in a motorcycle kind of mood today. Dressed the part, rocking the part. I like it.
Rock and roll, brother.
Let's get to our last couple of games here before we take our final break of the hour. So far, we have made it through Vegas and Cincinnati. Lonzo and I both taking Joey B and the Bengals at home. New England at Buffalo. Lonzo's taking the Bills to knock off Belly. I'm taking the hoodie to sack Josh Allen and win on the road. Phillies at Tampa. Lonzo's going anti-Brady on his pick and taking the Eagles in the most surefire win of the weekend. Tampa Bay is going to crush Philadelphia at home.
Get me some lunch out of that one.
San Francisco is at Dallas. I am taking the Niners. I believe you took the Niners as well on the road.
I did.
Let's get to Pittsburgh at Kansas City, ladies and gentlemen. Our probably, I'd say the most interesting matchup. We heard Big Ben Roethlisberger's comments yesterday where Ben said, hey, look, we're like a 20-point underdog. We don't have a chance. Let's just go out there and play and have some fun, see what happens, right? Which I respect. They're not going to come out and play loosey-goosey, but they are going to come out and play fast. The Chiefs have been good, all right? They turned a 3-4 start. I remember, dude, week 7, Lonzo, we were sitting here going, are the Chiefs going to make the playoffs at 3-4, right? And then they came alive. Played better than pretty much anybody else in the AFC in the final 10 weeks of the season. 8-game win streak, broken only by a loss to the AFC North champion Bengals on the final play of week 17. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense played really well during that run. However, during those 8 games in the winning streak, held opponents to a league low 12.9 points per game, giving up less than a pair of touchdowns per game for 8 games in a row. That is nuts. Now, for the Chiefs, however, there are some question marks. A lot of turnovers, 17 turnovers in the first 7 weeks of the season, most in the league over that stretch. Mahomes directly responsible for 11 of those 17, tied for most in the league during that span, and did so while facing the fewest blitzes of any quarterback in the league. People did not send folks after Mahomes. They blitzed on less than 14% of Mahomes' dropbacks, and he still turned the ball over 11 times. That cannot happen in the playoffs. Final 2 games of the regular season, mentioned that 8-game win streak out of the final 10. The lowest blitz, in that run, the Chiefs defense went from giving up less than 13 points per game to giving up 839 yards to the Bengals and Broncos at an average of 7.6 yards per play. And, of course, in Week 18, both Tyreek and Travis Kelce caught injuries that may or may not have an impact in the playoffs. The Steelers, on the other hand, I told you I think they're the second weakest team coming into the playoffs, just barely ahead of the Philadelphia Eagles. But They did win 3 of their final 4 games to get in. Every team they beat, the Titans, Browns, and Ravens, were also either fighting for a playoff spot or seeding. So it wasn't like they were playing teams that were on the rest. But Ben Roethlisberger, who did enough to get the Steelers back on Sunday against the Ravens to win, which they needed to get in, has not been great. It's been more of a sentimental season, more of a send-off, a thanks for everything Ben season than it has been a traditional Ben Roethlisberger season. The question mark is the guy going to show up? The only quarterback this season who averaged fewer air yards per pass than Roethlisberger was Jared Goff in an offense that's designed around the short throw, right? The Steelers do not have home run potential. They do not have big play ball here. They are going to have to rely on TJ Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick to allow them to get there. The Steelers scored fewer than 20 points in 3 of their final 4 games this season, which means the offense needs help, which means that the tied for the NFL single season sack record, TJ Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick, are going to have to step up and go bananas in this game. So the question is, Lonzo, can the Steelers get Mahomes to week 1 through 7, where he was turning the ball over against no blitzes and by sending a bunch of guys after him and rattling him? Or can the Chiefs pop one early, put the Steelers back against the wall knowing they can't throw the ball? I'm going to take that one. It takes an early Kansas City touchdown, and the Chiefs basically just kind of keep away from the Steelers the rest of the game.
All right. While I was doing show prep last night at the local Walmart for Snowmageddon 2022, I was approached by a gentleman in the produce department who wanted to discuss this game. And as I told him, and I want to be consistent, I'm nervous about this game.
Are you really?
And I shouldn't be,
no,
but I am nervous about this game. I'm nervous because of TJ Watt. I'm nervous because of the kind of pressure that he could put on to Mahomes, who has lost a little bit of his magic as far as some people kind of figuring him out. But at the same time, you know, a lot of the problems for Kansas City were drop balls. They weren't just Patrick Mahomes and people were going at him. But I'm more concerned about TJ Watt than anything else. I do think Kansas City is going to win this game. I think they're going to be consistent. I think they may run the ball more than what people expect, because when they do run the ball, they run it pretty effectively. They just don't do it enough. And, of course, Kelsey's going to have a big game. Is Hill really hurt? I think it was the back of his heel that was bothering him. That's not a good injury to have because that's going to slow him down. Does Pittsburgh's DBs, even with the slow down Tyreek Hill, can they cover him? No, they can't. Kansas City's going to win this game, but I'm still worried.
This is the largest Vegas spread of the weekend. Kansas City favored by 12 and a half.
Doesn't that worry you though a little bit? It doesn't. It's just I guess it's because I'm wearing Kansas City gear today, and obviously I'm a Kansas City fan, and I'm just a little concerned. Having that bye week. Pittsburgh was their nemesis a few years ago in the playoffs, and here they are again. I'm a little worried.
12.5-point favorites are the Chiefs. What did Ben say? We don't have a chance. You know why I like that answer? Because I'm looking at Twitter, and the social media Steelers folks are like, Big Ben was just exaggerating to make a point. He was just exaggerating any given No, I think Big Ben was being honest. Big Ben's correct. There's no chance here. The Eagles and the Steelers, the worst 2 teams in the playoffs, both of them are getting bounced in the wild card round. It's not a doubt in my mind. And for the record, had the Saints gotten into San Francisco spot, I think they'd have got bounced too. I don't think they go to Dallas and win this game. I think San Francisco can. I got Pittsburgh falling to Kansas City by like 17. I don't even think this is a game.
I think it's going to be closer than that, but I do think Kansas City will win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs in that one too. All right, let's take our final break of the hour. When we come back, we'll take a quick look at Arizona and LA because we'll spend a bunch of time breaking that one down on Monday as well. We'll give you our final pick of Wild Card Weekend. Hour number 3, we're going to be bouncing all over the map as we wrap up the week of broadcasting here on the Rob Brown Show. Rob Alonzo and you, this is ESPN Upstate.
Peacemaker.com. Have you ever noticed that when the afternoon light hits your
By the way, when you do watch Peacemaker, do not skip the opening credits.
Okay.
You will thank me.
Swiffer Heavy Duty Sweeper is the fast and easy way to clean your floors. With ultra thick pads that
And I read something where James Gunn said, don't skip them ever. Because there will be changes each episode. Since I've only watched one, I didn't notice, but.
Restaurant will have the largest wine cellar in the city. She needs a robust sommelier with notes of Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
Oh, I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant match instantly.
Is this a Mr. Shot?
$75 for your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
All that shot's not over.
Dashboard problems, we can help. Our free fix finder service can read your
This is
check
what
engine
we
light,
call
ABS
insist.
light, and service indicator.
The alley-oop.
We'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email. So you have them in it's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician verified fixes. The free fix finder service, only at AutoZone. More details at AutoZone.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty-Chino, that's cold brewed plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free. You buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Limited time only. Participating Wendy's on the card only. Third-party delivery.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free with DuckDuckGo.
I feel like I'm being haunted by a pair of headphones. Everywhere I go is a creepy ad for headphones I've looked at one time. I hate that feeling like I'm being watched. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Text us anytime.
All right, putting a bow on hour number 2. Texter says, Lonzo, why are you a Kansas City fan? You like the Buckeyes. Why not pick a pro team from Ohio?
Because my mom never watched football, so I got into football when I was in high school, and everybody was into Cincinnati. There was this guy named Joe Montana. He was pretty good. I don't know if you know about him. Well, he decided to go from San Francisco to Kansas City. So did Marcus Allen. I don't know if you know him. He was pretty good too.
Heard about the name, yeah.
Yeah. So I never had a team because we were not a football family. So I picked Kansas City and have been with them ever since. You know why? Because if you don't have hereditary, if it's not, family telling you, hey, this should be your team and dressing you in colors when you're born, you pick your team. And I picked that team and I've stuck with them ever since.
I respect that. I get it. I'm a Nashville hockey fan because I went to a game and had an incredible time and didn't have an NHL team. That's just how it works sometimes. Question is, do you go ride or die after you're there? And if you haven't seen Lonzo's wardrobe yet, the answer is yes, he does. Yes, he does, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a break. When we come back, hour number 3, we are going to be pinging all over the walls and a special Friday edition of Faces or Heels because I forgot to do it earlier this week and I want to because it makes Lonzo uncomfortable. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show and ESPN Upstate.
Is that going to be a 20?
Yeah.
AutomotiveMap.com presents your ESPN Upstate Sports Center updates powered by The Score. Another Colts assistant coach is on the list of candidates for the Panthers offensive coordinator position, according to SI.com. Colts running backs coach Scott Montgomery is going to interview for the offensive coordinator spot. Colts wide receivers coach Mike Rowe has already interviewed for the opening. Clemson Basketball
Golf card in the first break.
Clemson women's basketball team, they Miami 69-60 yesterday. They'll match up against Virginia Tech coming up on Sunday.
While the South Carolina women, they pick up a win against Texas A&M 65-45 on Thursday night. They'll match up against Arkansas coming up on Sunday. Download the Score app today, lightning fast sports alerts, so you never miss a thing. It's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. With your ESPN Upstate Sports Center update, I'm Matt Pauley.
Have you heard of blood running?
Meltzer just said that WWE is looking at rebranding the Elimination Chamber to the WrestleMania Chamber.
This is for the Saudi Arabia thing, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to happen in Saudi Arabia.
They're doing an Elimination Chamber in Saudi?
I'm pretty sure I saw something about that.
Really?
Which you would get, that's what those guys are paying for matches they want to see.
Oh, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I would hate if they put that there.
But I think that I saw that somewhere.
I already accept that the Saudi Arabia shows are just money grabs where the princes get to book what they want to see
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But if they start moving consequential pay-per-views to that, I will be disappointed.
I think I just saw something that's the only thing that's happening between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania or something. I don't know where I saw it on Twitter earlier. Didn't get a chance to read it. But you're going to get an added chance at belts. And if you do that, then it takes away some of the mystique of Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I don't know if I thought it's as funny as I do. Greyhawk Golf Club is hosting a golf tournament for women's golf teams around the country right now, including the Alabama women's golf team and the Marquette golf team. They showed up, and this is the sign that the country club has posted out front. The Alabama Women's Golf Club put up a tweet that said, compete with the best of the best in Scottsdale, Arizona. And the club outside of the Greyhawk Country Club says, Greyhawk Golf Club welcomes Alabama Women's Golf Team, Marquette Golf Team, Chris's Bachelor Party. I didn't even know Chris's Bachelor Party was ranked this year, Lonzo. That's a hell of a showing. The women's golf team from Alabama, Marquette, and Chris's Bachelor Party having a tournament this weekend. Pretty solid.
I took it totally different. I'm taking it that's part of Chris's Bachelor Party. So, I mean, that's the way I took it.
Oh, that's incredible. I got to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and say I respect the grind of Chris's Bachelor Party on this one, Lonzo, but I'm going to say Alabama's women's golf team beats Chris's Bachelor Party by at least 3 strokes.
Chris is still smiling now.
That's a great day for Chris's Bachelor Party to show up and for them to even make the Greyhawk Challenge is impressive. But, I mean, the Alabama women's golf team is an absolute juggernaut. I think Chris's Bachelor Party is the heavy underdog here. What did the Vegas line is?
Are you willing to put a lunch on that, too?
I cannot bet because Chris's Bachelor Party is a wild card, right? Like I would assume when they name their team Chris's Bachelor Party, they're banging down fireballs on the first tee. You know what I mean? They're grabbing beers at the turn.
What's a fireball?
It's the devil's. I can't finish the end of the phrase, but you know what I'm going.
Is that what killed River Phoenix? Or was that like an
Fireball has killed the hopes and dreams of many people, ladies and gentlemen. Fireball is for people who say they like whiskey but don't. All right? It's terrible, and I hate it, and it should never exist. Anyway, good luck to Chris's Bachelor Party as they take on the Alabama women's golf team and Marquette golf team. Absolutely pulling for them this weekend. 844-GSP, ESPN, 844-477-3776 is the number if you'd like to be a part of the show. You can text us on the Preferred Home Services text line at 71307-71307. Start your text with ESPN so we can get them on the air for you as we are in the last hour of the show. A couple of things I wanted to get into. First off, we talked about this earlier in the week. Nick Saban, who is, the best coach in college football right now, although he did just get beat by Kirby Smart, so who knows? Nick Saban came out earlier this week and said that he is supportive of college athletes' ability to make money off their name, image, and likeness rights, but does want to see federal rules governing how athletes can make that money. Saban said Sunday morning that he believed college football will have a competitive imbalance without some sort of national guidelines for college athlete endorsements and sponsorships, and that after years of procrastination, the NCAA stopped enforcing its archaic rules, which is fine, but that if feds don't step in and put some level of guidelines into place, that, quote, I think what is a little concerning is how that used to get players to decide where they want to go to school, because I don't think that's what was the intention. I don't think that would be the NCAA's intention. I think we probably need some sort of national legislation to sort of control that to some degree, because I think there will be an imbalance relative to who can dominate college football if it's not regulated in some form or fashion. And the more we get players to making money and players actually having the opportunity to make money, which I'm not opposed to, maybe there's some circumstance where there has to be some kind of agreement between both the school and the player as to what their commitment is to what they choose to do, because that is something, making commitments and fulfilling them, that is probably important to having a chance to be successful, end quote. This recruiting class is the first group of high school players to choose their schools while being able to factor potential endorsements in their decision. What's interesting about this is that everything else, and you guys know I have been on the NIL train from the beginning, but I agree with Nick Saban. I do think they're neat. Now, I would be fine with a federal guideline that says if it is discovered at all in any way, if it is discovered that any business has reached out and made an NIL deal that impacts a player's decision to go to a particular school, that business can no longer offer NIL deals. No longer. Now, I have been thinking about situations like they have at Texas. There's a business at Tejas. The Longhorns have an NIL deal where any offensive lineman who goes to Texas makes $50K a year in endorsement deals. $50K NIL right off the bat. It is not a direct offer for pay for play, but the offer is on the table for Texas. And any other school can match that down the road. What I do love is the amount of people who have said, well, this is just going to get the best players to go to the best schools. Yeah, they already did that. They already did that. This isn't new. What you're mad about is that some schools have figured out how to get better players to come to their school instead of the better schools. It is what it is. I'm fine with what Nick Saban is saying here. But again, one thing that's interesting is you'll see a lot of this. You'll start to see people like Nick Saban, who, again, I'm on board with, but he doesn't put forward any ideas of how it should work. Hey, I think there should be legislation. That's great. What are your ideas? What are your ideas? How should there be legislation? What should the legislation say? How should the legislation play out? And until you put that in front of me, I am all for no legislation until you put good legislation together, right? The only legislation I can think of off the bat that I'm fine with is, hey, if you tell a kid, you come play for this school and I'll hook you up, and they go there, that entity should no longer be allowed to offer NIL deals, right? No longer offer NIL deals. And I think that's a good start. But if you ask me the question, how do you prevent a school like Texas from getting a business to say $50K up front per year to any kid who comes and plays offensive line here? I don't know. But I'm not the one proposing legislation. Nick Saban is. You are. So you got to hit me with legislation that can limit the pay for play or stop the pay for play without impacting or taking money away from these kids. Once you do that, I'm down to listen. But we have a problem that needs fixing. That's all good. Propose a solution to me, and then I'll listen, because I agree with you. It could very well be a problem. Pay for play under NIL law could absolutely be a problem. I'm not arguing with that. But I am saying if you're on Saban train here, and I'm not saying I'm not, you got to put something forward to me before I get on board with let's just start hammering down.
I don't like the idea of adding government into anything, but that's just me. And here's the other thing is, how are you going to regulate this? How are you going to regulate it? This is the Wild Wild West. This is an open world game. This is any way you want to put it. There is no way to regulate this. when they open this door, the door is not going to close. You have, you can't fix it. You can't.
We're going to find out. Again, I'm down for the concept. I'm not anti-legislation, right? I'm not anti-legislation. But you got to tell me what the legislation is before I get on board with it. And so far, I've seen a lot of, we need this, we need this. Cool, I agree, we need it. Figure it out. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is and tell me how you're going to enact it without taking away from the kids. Without going right back to, maybe not NIL. Because as Lonzo said, the door's open. Genie's not going back in the bottle. Now you get to propose the rules about how to control it. And I'm down to listen. But I don't like it. It should stop. Ain't going to work. Let me get Wes in here. Wes has been holding on the line. Let's talk to Wes real quick. Wes, welcome to the show. Good to have you, big dog.
Hey, Rob, I got a question for you.
Fire away.
Getting back to Chris's bachelor party.
Yes.
How many strokes does he get?
Oh, Wes. Oh, Wes. I got to tell you, Chris's badge. You know what? Nope. I'm not doing this, Wes. I like my job too much. You're not getting me there, Wes. You're not baiting me into this one, Wes. Appreciate it, big dog. Great joke that I'm going to let sit right there on the table, Wes. Right there on the table. All right. What else do we have? I got a couple more things I wanted to get into. So again, I appreciate it. Hey, a win for Lonzo, ladies and gentlemen. A win for Lonzo. He's going to like this story. The Atlantic League of minor league baseball. We've talked about the Atlantic League. The Atlantic League has basically become an experimental league for Major League Baseball. It's an independent league that is contracted with Major League Baseball in a partnership. And basically what Major League Baseball does with the Atlantic League is says, hey, we think this might be a good idea to help the sport. We'd like you to try it out. So the Atlantic League has done a couple of things over the years. One of them is they became the first league that has moved the pitching mound, back a foot. All right? They moved it back a foot. They moved it back a foot to 61 feet, 6 inches to see if that one extra foot of travel would open up offenses a little bit. And statistically speaking, it really didn't do anything. They tweaked it. They did it for the back half of last season, and the Atlantic League says data and feedback from players and coaches say that it really has not had any impact on the game. So they've decided to do away with that. The other thing that has changed, there are some other rules they put into place. They are using larger 17-inch bases, so they added, I believe, an inch to an inch and a half onto the bases. There are anti-shift rules in place, which I hate. I hate anti-shift rules. You should be allowed to shift your defense if you want to. You don't want to hit into the shift? Learn how to hit against the shift. Anti-shift rules are in place, and they tried out an extra innings rule this year that will stay alive, where in the 10th inning, every team that goes to bat will get a runner on first and second base. So you start the extra innings with a runner on first and second. The last two guys to be out start on first and second. After the 10th inning, when you go to the 11th, the second extra inning, you start with the bases loaded. No outs, bases loaded for the 11th inning and past until the game's over. But one thing they've done, I'm cool with all of that except the anti-shift rules. One thing they have done, Lonzo, for the second half of the 2019 season, they put into place, you want to guess what I'm about to go to? Robo-umps. And you can kill the music immediately, Lonzo, because they have done away with the robo-umps. The robo-umps have been defeated in the Atlantic League. One half of one season, they tested and tweaked the low Class A Southeast Atlantic League with robo-umps. They did it half a season, and without even mentioning, did it work? Have pitchers been happy? Have batters been happy? Have coaches been happy? Has the accuracy of balls and strikes gone up, et cetera, et cetera? Without mentioning any of the data, they just said, we're getting rid of the robo-umps, and we're going back to human umpires. Congratulations, Lonzo. Your absolutely archaic thinking has won out for no reason at all.
I represent humanity, and I would say strike one up for humanity. Hey, we win one. It's a hard battle. It's going to be a hard fought battle. In the end, I don't know if we win or not, but at least we won this first battle. Congratulations, all of you who are humans. And sorry, Rob.
You can start the music up again if you want. He's like, no, I don't.
I already put it away.
It's a
I mean,
victory.
I can get it.
It's a victory. Here's the deal. You know why? You know why I know RoboOps work? Because when they mentioned that they were cutting out the extra foot off the pitcher's mound, they said, here's why. Here's the data. Here's the evidence. It had no impact. It had no impact on balls and strikes. It had no impact on outs. It had no impact on the pitchers or the batters. The coaches have said it. They gave all these reasons. Then in the same press release, they said, we're not doing RoboUmps anymore. Full stop. No data. No evidence. No results. No testimony. No editorializing. Nothing. They just said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Is it like that Friday night news drop thing, where you drop all that?
They're like, hey, we're not doing the extra foot. We're leaving the bases. We're leaving the anti-shift rules. We're leaving this. We're not doing RoboUmps, but we are doing this and this and this and this. RoboUmps, but we can't. Yes, it is the single press release edition of the Friday night news dump, where they just try to slide that news in under the radar so that people don't get mad about it. No data, no evidence, no nothing. You know what that means? That means it worked. That means balls and strikes were called accurately. That means balls and strikes were called correctly, and the coaches and the managers went, we don't like it. And the umpires went, we want our paycheck. So they went, okay, we'll get rid of that. No reason. We just don't like it. So we're not going to call balls and strikes accurately because #reasons. Our buddy Oklahoma State Scooty just texted in and said, I'm with Lonzo. Finally a good decision for baseball. No. You know what's a good decision for baseball? Accurately calling balls and strikes. You know, how the game's supposed to work. Come on, Scooty, get on board. Let's take a break. When we come back, we play Lonzo's favorite game, Faces and Heels. We look at some socially ambiguous situations, and Lonzo and I have to go on the record with who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. That's next on the Rob Brown Show on ESPN Upstate. Friday, baby!
Golf cart.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am a golf fan. I like playing golf, and I'm planning on playing a lot of golf this year. Do you know why? No, let me tell you. It's because your boy is the proud owner of two 2022 Upstate golf cards. Sitting on my desk right now are two 2022 Upstate golf cards that entitle me to 10 rounds of golf at 10 of the best upstate golf courses in the area. I'm getting 18 holes at 10 beautiful courses, including the Preserve at Verde, the Rock, Rolling Green, and others. And I'm getting all 10 rounds for $99. $10 a round, kids. $10 a round to play at 10 beautiful courses around the upstate. But if you want yours, you got to get them now. They're limited. Limited edition, man. Go to upstategolfcard.com. You can see all the courses, see the rules, and get yours now. Go to upstategolfcard.com to get yours. It's the 2022 Upstate Golf Card.
Another Colts assistant coach is on the list of candidates for the Panthers offensive coordinator position, according to SI.com. Colts running backs coach Scott Montgomery is going to interview for the offensive coordinator spot. Colts wide receivers coach Mike Rose has already interviewed for the opening. Clemson basketball, they get back at it on Saturday when they host Boston College. The Clemson women's basketball team, they lose to Miami 69-60 yesterday. They'll match up against Virginia Tech coming up on Sunday, while the South Carolina women, they pick up a win against Texas A&M 65-45 on Thursday night. They'll match up against Arkansas coming up on Sunday. Download the Score app today. Lightning fast sports alerts so you never miss a thing. It's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. With your ESPN Upstate Sports Center update, I'm Matt Pauley.
ESPN Upstate is your home for Furman Paladins men's basketball. Every play, every game on ESPN Upstate. 97.7 FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg. On your computer, smart speaker, and phone on the Odyssey app. They've rocked over 35 million fans around the world. It's my Bon Jovi, the 2022 tour.
Bon Secours Wellness Arena, April 11th. Get tickets now at live.
Oh, I got some good ones. Lonzo. Got some good ones. Woo!
I suddenly feel ill. I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave the room.
Same-day prescription delivery making your life easier, or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. So erase your prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See Walgreens.com for complete details.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Your historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you can be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit LoanDepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
In late 2020, 603 people, including Meryl Streep, Tyler Perry, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Jonah Hill, and Ariana Grande, prepared to make a movie. The pandemic was raging, the country was fractured, and filmmaker Adam McKay had an urgent story to tell. The last movie ever made is the official podcast documenting the making of Don't Look Up, a new film now on Netflix. Out now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The sound of you doing is music to our ears. Order on the Home Depot app and get convenient delivery, so you don't have to stop doing when you need something. The Home Depot app, how doers get more done.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out versus the Steelers, but he hasn't really been there anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Here we go.
We're going to burn through them quick, though. We won't spend like 10 minutes on each one here. Duh. Time for Faces and Heels, where Alonzo and I take a look at some socially ambiguous situations and try to decide who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, who's the face, who's the heel. It's Alonzo's favorite segment every week.
I would not be a good judge. I'd look good in the robes, but I would not be a good judge.
All right, let's see if we can burn through like 5 of these this time. I love this because we always get lost in conversation about these, and it's fantastic. All right, Alonzo, 30-year-old man says that he is throwing or being thrown a birthday party this weekend. He wants his birthday party as a 30-year-old man at a nicer restaurant with Asian cuisine. Said that when discussing the reservation, he told his friends and family that he would like to keep it adults only. He wants adults only at his birthday party. He said that I simply don't want to have to watch our language, and my friends and family are all younger than 8, so spicy Asian food will not be suitable. They'll get bored. And frankly, some of my nephews and nieces tend to run amok when they're bored. So he called all the family members and said, hey, I want this, no kids. Said sister and other family members who have kids said that they will not be coming if they can't bring their kids. He said, cool, see you next time. Happy birthday to me. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. And now the family is trying to convince other family members without kids also not to go until they change the rules. So, face and heel, Alonzo's. He's a face for not wanting kids at his birthday party and standing up for that. Or is the family the heel for now trying to get other child-free people not to go to the party?
The family's a heel because it's his birthday. It's a day of celebration for him, and it's his choice, and he's 30, and that's what he wants. I just think it's odd that an entire family gets together for a birthday. It just, I'm under the impression that it doesn't happen that much anymore. So that's also surprising. But yeah, the family's a heel here.
I agree. That's absolutely the spot. Absolutely the spot. If I don't want kids at my birthday party and you can't go, okay, cool. And I don't think it's mean to be like, all right, well, then I'll see you for the next one. Just like if you called me and said, hey, I'm having lunch Wednesday at noon. Can you go? No, I can't. My job precludes me from doing that. You wouldn't be mad at me for that. I'm not mad at you for not coming because you don't, or because you can't not bring a kid. But I'm not changing it because of that, right? All right, here's another one, Alonzo. I think this one might be a little bit trickier. And I know I'm going to come out on the, here, I'm going to give you one. I'm going to be the bad guy on the end, on the wrong end of the stick here. 36-year-old man dating a 39-year-old woman. He describes himself as short. He says, I'm 5'6", she is 5'8". So she's a couple of inches taller than him. No heels, right? Said that they were having a conversation the other day about each other and the things they like and don't like. And she said to him, to be honest, I wish you were taller. Now, the man who says, I'm not usually sensitive about my height, and I don't care that she's taller than me. He said, I find my girlfriend very attractive. But out of being hurt by her saying, to be honest, I wish you were taller, he responded with, to be honest, I wish you were a bit thinner, but we can't have everything we want, can we? He said the girlfriend has not talked to him for 2 days. It has been 2 days. She still has not talked to him. Who's the face? Who's the hero here, Zoe?
He's the heel, obviously. Being snarky and saying that he shouldn't say that. Here's what he should do. He should go out and get some platform shoes. Problem solved.
No.
Yeah, problem solved. Yeah, I get it. She should love him for who he is and all this stuff.
No. That's not even where I'm going.
Why are you having a conversation? Let's be honest. When a significant other says, let's talk to each other about what we don't like about each other, that's a trap.
It's a trap. You're exactly right. It is a trap. But here's the thing. You know what I've noticed? There are a lot of people who go, yeah, I'm a straight talker. I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I don't really care how you feel about how. Those people get so mad when people do it back to them, right? They get so mad. He says, this is the type of person, right? This is the type of person. When she looks at him and goes, hey, you know your height, that thing you can't control about yourself that I accepted when I started dating you? That thing, that height that you have no ability to control? I wish you would be better at that. I wish you'd be taller like I like you.
Couple hours on the rack, man. I'll take care of it for you.
And then my dude says, cool, I wish you were thinner. By the way, unless you have a medical condition, you are in control of your weight. I'm a fat American. I can say it. All right? You can't. I can. So if you don't want to be told that somebody doesn't like something about you, don't think it's okay. I have never understood why it's cool to bag on dudes about things that are outside of their control. Why is it cool to make fun of a dude for being too short? Why is it cool to make fun of, like, there's an entire comedy genre about making fun of dudes and what's below the belt not being big enough, right? And that's acceptable comedy. But if you ever say anything similar about a woman, you're the auto heel? No. She's the heel in this conversation. Now, I would ordinarily go, they're both the heel. She's the heel for starting it. He's the heel for firing back immediately, but he's not. Once you get hit, you hit back. You hit back. She's the heel in this situation. If you don't want to get bagged for something about your physical appearance, Don't bag somebody else for something about theirs.
All
Turnabout's fair play.
When this conversation comes up, find a way to get out of it.
I agree.
You do not have this conversation.
But once she dropped the mortar, not him. When she lit the fuse on this, my dude just responded.
Here's another response. It's girlfriend, not wife. Put your hand out, shake her hand, and say, "Hey,
it's been fun.
It's I've enjoyed our time together, and I hope your next boyfriend is taller."
Yeah. All right, here's another one for you. Another relationship one. 27-year-old man and his 26-year-old fiance, female, happily engaged, say they enjoy spending time together. He says the one hobby I'm trying to understand is that she and her friends participate in, he describes it as the occult, but he says she's into like crystals, Ouija board, that kind of stuff. And says that she tried to get my parents to sit down and show them some of this stuff. They think she's crazy and are worried about her. She has been trying to get me to participate in some of this. I told her that I had no intention of wanting to participate. She gets upset and says that her friend's boyfriend participated. Why can't you try it for me? I snapped and said, listen, I don't want to participate in your hobby. She grabbed her stuff and left. They do everything else together, play video games, go hiking, etc. She's into the Ouija boards and the crystals. He said, yo, got no interest in that. But you do your thing. Like, I'm cool with you doing your thing. She got mad that he wouldn't participate and left. Who's the face? Who's the heel?
She's the heel. And first of all, this is what I would do. I'd say, get behind me, Satan, and escort her to the door. I don't want any of that. You start messing with that stuff. Have you ever seen a horror film before? Have you? Have you? This is how this gets started. Next thing you know, you're in a coven somewhere, or you're Wicker Man. You do not the bit. One to do what you do. It's never a good thing.
No, look, do you know how cool it is to have different interests from the person you're with? It's great.
It
It's
is.
awesome.
It is for
The lady
sure.
friend and I have a lot that we have in common, right? There's a lot we both like to do. We both love going to music shows together. We both love, but and by the way, she's not super into wrestling, but last Monday she came with us to Raw. She had a great time.
I was gonna say she looked like she was
had a blast.
enjoying herself.
I don't like going to flea markets. She does. She goes, will you go to the flea market with me? I'm like, yeah, because you know what happens when Rob goes to flea markets? He comes home with swords and diving bells.
Or it's the 1%er thing. You can't.
That's what it is.
There's nothing more riffraff than a
antique.
flea market. Yeah,
I got to blend in with you commoners.
Yeah, gosh.
There is stuff that you do separate, right? I do Dungeons and Dragons. Come at me, dog. I'm a nerd. I do Dungeons and Dragons. She hates it. So you know what happens on Dungeons and Dragons night for Rob Brown? She goes, love you, bye. And she just does her own thing, and that's okay. When you start trying to push your hobbies onto somebody else, that's when you're the bad guy. If they want to participate with you, awesome. If I sit down to play Xbox and she's like, can I play this game with you? Super cool. What I'm never going to do is go, hey, come sit and play this game with me. And if you don't, I'm going to get mad at you.
I don't think trying to contact evil spirits is fun, but that's just me. If you're into it, I guess.
First off, I don't believe any of that stuff's real anyway. So I'd be like, cool, waste your time. Like the girl here, I'll give you one. I'm going to start a fight in my own
which makes
relationship.
you a perfect gateway. I'm just saying.
She's into like the zodiac signs, right? Like the Pisces, Leo, blah, 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 blah. And I don't believe any of that's real.
I'm an influenza. I'm a Virgo.
I'm a Pisces. Except, you know what's true? Neither one of us is. You know why? Because about 3,000 years ago, the Earth's pole goes back, it wobbles around in a circle like this. And so the North Star was not Polaris 3,000 years ago. So when they developed all of these zodiac signs, the stars were physically in a different place in the sky. You are not the sign that you were told that you are, because that shifted about 3 millennium ago.
All that's awesome, but I don't care. But it's still awesome.
Point
though.
is, when she does
That's
her
I
zodiac stuff,
didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where I almost would go research it, but I'm just going to believe you.
because I'm right. You don't have to. I did it for you. When she gets into that stuff, I'm like, all right, cool. I don't care. Like, if you want to read your horoscope every day, I don't care. It's just not for me. Now, the day she comes to me and goes, your horoscope says you should do this, so you have to do this today. No, I'm out. That wouldn't work for me.
Well, when she does that, then you should consult your magic 8-ball first.
All right, let's do one more before we get out of here. Here's a good one. 23-year-old man has a 22-year-old girlfriend. says that the girlfriend is by nature a high adrenaline person. Says she likes to walk fast. She overtakes everyone doing everything to do. She's very competitive. He said he's just started riding in a car with her and said that she uses her car like a race car. Says she drives ridiculously fast, overtaking everyone she can while she's driving. She says that that's how she enjoys the drive, et cetera, et cetera. Well, they went back and forth, and on the way to a party, the girlfriend drove really fast, was weaving back and forth on the interstate. They got to the party, and the man said, I called an Uber to bring me back to her house because I told her I will not ride with her as long as she drives like that. She says, I do 10 over the speed limit. I'm not changing the way that I drive. He said, cool, I'll never drive with you again. We'll just have to go separately to different events. And now she's not talking to him. Face and heel, Lonzo.
He's the heel.
He's the heel.
He's the heel because, is this the first time that he's ridden with her?
Yes, they've only been dating like 3 weeks.
So this is the very first. She's so bad that he decided that he was done.
Correct.
All right, I changed my mind. She's a heel.
Okay. You know how many of these?
But you know what? No, never mind. And I hate that I keep telling you.
You're flip-flopping.
No. He is the heel. Without a doubt, he's the heel. If she is only going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit,
but she's a weaver. She's a back and forth lane changer.
Yeah, that's like everybody around here. that took a lot of getting used to. Trust me.
She's a 385er.
Can't wait till my Saturday night on the way home, having to deal with 5 people wanting to race me. Yeah. She's the heel.
Texter says he's done anyway because she already thinks he's a little B. Might as well break it off.
Well, that's the other thing. It wouldn't shock me if she broke it off right away when he said, I'm getting an Uber, because maybe he's over exaggerating. Maybe she wasn't that bad. So
do you let your wife drive? When y'all go places, does she drive?
Y'all
split it?
Here's the problem. As we've gotten older, I'm very critical. And
nuh-uh.
Yes, I'm very critical. And she's not watching, but even if she was, I would say this. She tends to go, oh, look at that. And then the car goes that way. And that kind of, there are a lot of people like that. That bothers me. It does.
So that's why you think she's the heel. I get it.
So you're trying to create strife where there's not going to be.
No. I'm not between you and your wife. I'm genuinely saying, like, if that's the way, if you critique the way she drives, of course it makes sense. You'd be in his corner. And I'm fine with that because, again, I don't mind people who speak.
Whereas I drive perfectly and my driving could never be critiqued.
Not me. Me and the lady friend, we split driving 50-50 because it depends on, like, there are days when she's like, I can't drive. I cannot ride with you driving today. I'll drive. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's fine. And vice versa. There are days where I'm like, I need to drive today. I can't let you drive today. But you know how many of these situations we do? I swear it could be figured out with a 3-minute conversation between adults.
It could, but here's the problem. For the most part, there's so much emotion involved in these things that the emotion gets in the way of logic. And there's sometimes you can't get past that.
All right, one more, and then we're taking a break. A man who, he does not give his age, so I don't know how old they are, but we'll just guess here. I don't know. Says he and his fiance bought a house 7 years ago. Okay. They bought a house. They've lived together. They haven't got married yet, but they've been together 7 years. They bought a house. Said that they've been living together for a while. Well, the longer that they have been dating, his fiance's mom, her mom, has started coming to the house and hanging out, which he says is fine, except for...
I just want to point out real quick, it's not dating if you're living together. You went past dating. 7 years?
You're coupled.
7 years? That's common law,
coupled.
Depending on where you are.
Fair enough. So anyway, the mom comes over, the lady's mom comes over, the girl's mom come over, and he says that she is kind of a snoop. He has found stuff of his moved. He has found drawers gone through, et cetera, et cetera. And he confronted her one day, and she said that I was just helping with chores. And he said, so he installed a ring cam, like a house cam in the house. and has seen her now going through his dresser drawers and going through his kitchen drawers and whatnot, not doing anything, just looking around. So he said that he has started leaving dirty notes to his wife around the house. Like I can't wait till I see you later because I'm going to do this to you, but in very graphic detail about what he was going to do.
Yeah, it's not his wife, but yeah, go ahead.
Or, okay, you called him that, but his fiance.
Okay.
He's left very graphic notes about these are the things I'm going to do to you with very graphic language around the house. Well, he left one. Mom found it. Mom was very uncomfortable about what this man said he was going to do to her daughter when he got home from work that day on a note. The fiance is now furious that he left this note, and he went, wait, that note was to you. Why would she have found it unless she was looking for something? Said the fiance is now mad and has gone now to stay with the mom because he caused discomfort between the two of them. Face and heel, Lonzo.
Oh, well, the mom for sure is a heel.
Sure, but between the two.
Yeah, the common law wife is the heel. So she's siding with mommy, and which is fine. If I were him, I wouldn't have left notes. I would have left like severed hands, and not actual severed hands, but it would look like severed hands, dead mice, spiders, all kinds of stuff. Here's the real question. What was she looking for?
Oh, she's a snoop. Snoops don't go looking for anything in particular.
Hey, just because if you pilfer, a lot of times you pilfer because you're looking for something specific. And when you've been called out on it and you still do it, that means you're looking for something. That means more than likely his common law wife is suspicious that he's doing something.
Oh, you've never had a snoop in your life.
And she's trying to help sleuth it out for her daughter, or she believes something. She wants to prove that he's doing something so she can get her daughter to leave him.
You lucky for you have never dealt with a snoop in your life. I've dealt with snoops. They're not looking for anything in particular except drama. They're looking for anything to start or cause drama.
I used to share an office with someone who would go through all my stuff. No one you know, by the way.
Okay.
Remember, I've been here 22 years.
Were they ever looking for anything in particular? They were just doing it to do it, right?
To the point where I caught them and they're like, you don't own this. Yeah.
Snoops, man.
So I had to start locking all my stuff up and hiding them, which is why like my headphones are in a certain place. If you ever wonder why they're there, because I had to hide stuff from that person.
Snoops, they're the worst.
No, but they would take the stuff.
Oh, so a snoop and a klepto, even better.
Yeah.
All right, this is the most texted to segment we do every week. Here's a couple real quick before we go to the break. Texter said, if you were telling me that your birthday party was booze free, I'd have to ask if you were kidding, and then if not, I would not attend. Yeah, I mean, that's.
Well, don't ever come to my birthday then.
Texture said, for most of these, can't they both be the heel and apologize after? Yeah, but that's not how the segment works.
That's what I want. That's absolutely.
Texture says, the answer is you do what your lady friend wants and you have adult time. If you don't feel like having adult time that night, you say no. No, that ain't how it works, dude. No, sometimes you just go, I don't want to do that thing, and it's okay. Texture says he's done anyway because she's we read that one. He's the heel simply for not driving his woman around like a man. He became the beta and she became the alpha in the moment. Dude, okay, I can't read the rest of that, but it's funny. She's absolutely heel. You don't mess with other people's stuff. Love that he played into it. Girl is just embarrassed and also the heel. Dude needs to run and not stop running for that woman. The only one we're all in agreement for. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show, ESPN Upstate. I love that segment.
Yeah, this is not fake. I don't.
Our hockey buddy Roshan is texting. He said, I'm listening to the show right now. I absolutely love it. Who's the face, who's the heel is my new favorite segment. I want to come on for this segment one day. So I will let Roshan step in and be the de facto Lonzo for one of these one day.
Well, no, he can be his own man. He's not speaking for me because that's fine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Although I feel like I'm.
Call him de facto.
Hims.com/joy. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door.
HIMS makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to HIMS, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com.
I don't like this segment because it's like a video game where all the choices are gray. There's no good, there's no bad. All the choices are gray. I don't like it.
Conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases, and with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead with Fidelity Income Planning. We'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and help you build a flexible plan for cash flow designed to last, so you can go from saving to living. Fidelity Language Services number NYSE SIPC.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
11 equals 30 days. See terms and conditions.
Or you and all your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate to trip, but I gotta, yo.
Because when you drive less, you save more with pay per mile. So you're really in control of your savings.
QC Kinetics in the last break.
Uh-oh.
Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands, Allstate. Click, call, or visit.
We are one step closer to Snowmageddon. One segment away. All right, 2 segments.
All right, real quick. Want to remind you guys that the brand new contest from BetQL Giving Props is up right now. Go to their website at betql.com/props to sign up. They're posted 10 prop bets for the NFL weekend. Whoever picks the most correct, going to win $2,000. And just by signing up, you win, or you are entered into a grand prize drawing for $10,000. So make sure you go to betql.com/props and get in on the action. Remember this weekend, every NFL game is going to be right here on ESPN Upstate. They will start tomorrow afternoon and run all the way up through the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Your home for exclusive playoff coverage and the Super Bowl itself is right here on ESPN Upstate. Vegas at Cincinnati tomorrow. Coverage at 3:30, kick at 4. We'll roll directly into New England at Buffalo. Coverage on Sunday starts at noon with a 1 p.m. Philly at Tampa Bay kick. Rolls directly into San Francisco at Dallas, then directly into Pittsburgh at Kansas City. And on Monday evening, starting at 7 o'clock, we'll have Arizona at LA, including live coverage. We're going to do that every week up to the Super Bowl. You, my friends, are welcome. Let's take our final break. When we come back, Twitter trending topics to wrap up a Friday, wrap up the week. And then we're back Tuesday because we're all off on Monday. Snowmageddon 2021. Or, as Lonzo's niece said, Mageddon 2022. Back after this on the Rob Brown Show, ESPN Upstate.
Goosey.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you suffer from joint pain, if you have been told that surgery is your only option, well, my friends, there's a better alternative. And that alternative is now available right here in the Upstate. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our friends at QC Kinetics. Check them out. Go to their website at QC Kinetics, QCKINETIX.com. And when you do, you are going to hear testimonials from dozens and dozens and dozens of happy, satisfied QC Kinetics customers from all walks of life. Folks that are in fit, that are in shape, folks that aren't, folks that are younger, folks that are older, folks that are, as Lonzo says, seasoned in life. They can take care of you. Wherever you've got joint pain, QC Kinetics can help. No surgery, no anesthesia, no downtime, no physical therapy. You go in, you get the treatment, you're back to your day-to-day life, quick, simple, and easy. And they offer it right here in Greenville. Call them at 864-448-3772, 864-448-3772. Mention the Rob Brown Show and get your first consultation for free. Learn how you can feel better, faster, healthy, naturally with our friends at QC Kinetics.
Saturday mostly cloudy, high 45, and Sunday chance for snow, sleet, and freezing rain mixing to high 32. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Buchitsky at ESPN Upstate. Currently, it's 55.
Radio.com is now Odyssey. Download the Odyssey app and listen to ESPN Upstate and all the sports, news, music, and podcasts.
We'll make sure you and your people do everything possible to see that it is
They're all in one place. It's the Odyssey app for ESPN Upstate. Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today. Get all the sports you love.
baseball get more back to normal.
And listen to ESPN Upstate.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialized in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-935-7144. 800-935-7144. 800-935-7144.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So a friend told me about Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and his exact words were,
Did you turn your mic on for a second?
When?
This is a weird blip on here. Huh.
It's like seriously magic, and my secret weapon for cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, doors, and walls, and even
They were getting bleed from somewhere.
Magic Eraser, greatest invention ever.
Mr. Clean.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Granger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
And now a small business setback is assessed by a beloved family pediatrician.
Oh, hey, Tiger. Big scary tree branch gave your work truck a boo-boo? Yeah. Wow. See this thing on my phone here? It's the Progressive mobile app. Just push that little button there and report you're clean. Attaboy.
When owning a small business gets painful, Progressive Commercial is here to make it all better. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
What's this? Candy drawer? Who wants a lollipop?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions. All claims not available in all states or situations.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our app makes it simpler to get supplies ordered and delivered. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and last-second supply runs. Job site delivery puts what you need where and when you need it, and rental puts the right equipment in your hands, but not your overhead. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, our doers get more done.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free with DuckDuckGo.
I booked football tickets for my husband's birthday, and now I'm in a football bubble. All I see online are articles and ads about football. I hate feeling manipulated. I downloaded DuckDuckGo and saw a difference right away. Take back your privacy online with DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Now, the Rob Brown Show presents Twitter Trending.
Time for Twitter trending topics, where I tell Rob what's trending, and he tells everybody in the world. Let's skip to the last thing. Just because
I
of
got like 5 minutes.
just because heels and faces. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Logan.
Lonzo's like, I'll get even with him. Watch this. Mission accomplished.
Done. 2 words.
Here's the good news. No idea why Logan Paul's trending. I'm hoping it's because I can't even say that. That's too mean even for Logan Paul. Why is he trending?
You're gonna enjoy this. He thought he was paying like $1 million something for Pokemon cards. He opened them up and they were G.I. Joe cards. So he got scammed.
Hey, Logan Paul. DX, buddy. DX.
All right. The next thing that's trending is Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. I don't know why he's trending, but he posted the other day a picture that had Betty White in it, and it had Bob Saget in it, and it had Rodney Dangerfield, and it had like 3 or 4 great comedians that have passed away. And he said something along the lines of, well, I hope to see you on the other side or something like that. And I love that right in the middle was who was it? John Lovitz, who is still very much alive. And Lovitz was like, dude, what? What? It cracked me up for some reason, but I don't know why he's trending.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Okay, he's trending because Disney Plus has decided to make a Santa Claus series.
That would be Santa Claus with an E on the end. Of course, Tim Allen, the star of not one, but 2 enjoyable. 2 that were enjoyable and 1 that was very forced.
All right.
2 very enjoyable. The Santa Claus with an E on the end shows, which were good. They were staples, man. They've been in the rotation. Now Disney Plus has decided to make a TV series out of that, and I don't understand that. Is he starring in it?
Yes.
He's starring in it?
He's going to be in it.
Reprising
he's going to be in
his role. Okay.
From the same creators that just did his last series. They're going to do it. So, which was fairly successful on a couple different networks.
Yeah.
All right. The next thing that's trending is Letitia Wright.
She is starring in a reprise of Death on the Nile. No, Murder on the Nile. Death on the Nile. Death on the Nile?
It's not why she's trending, but she probably is.
I want to say it's Death on the Nile or Murder on the Nile. Death on the Nile. Yeah, I'm right. Death on the Nile. She's starring in a movie called Death on the Nile, which I'm very, very interested in. It's got some really big names in it, and it's after it's kind of a spin on an old movie. I'm very in for it, but I don't know why she's trending.
Okay, she's trending because during the filming of Black Panther 2, she got injured, severely injured, to the point where they had to stop production for like 3 or 4 months, and she is back on the set now, so they're back to filming the movie.
Good. I'm still really interested in how they take
me too.
The Black Panther franchise.
What are they going to do? I mean, in the comic books, Shuri, who Letitia Wright is playing, becomes Black Panther.
Which I think is the right direction, right? Like, she's been super good. And to give Black Panther Iron Man-like intelligence is, I think, makes him crazy awesome. But there's other options on the table.
There's
other options on the table.
Like Killmonger coming back. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm sure, or I hope they'll do it right. All right, we got time for one more. Xbox One is trending.
They have discontinued Xbox One. It is no longer being produced by Microsoft. So if you have an Xbox One, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to it, because you can't get another one.
Did you know that they were still making them? Because I didn't. I think I just thought, okay, the new series has come out, so they've just probably have stopped making them, but apparently they didn't.
Yeah, they made them for a little while longer, which is fine. I think it's the right thing to do, right? Because Xbox, what is it, One S comes out, or Xbox S or F, or whichever series they're on, and they're putting it out for $5. You can drop the one on some people who maybe can't afford the new console, but still can afford an older Xbox One. It's good.
Well, what this means, so far they've been making games for both series.
Yeah.
You discontinue the console, you're going to stop making games for that. So now it's time to actually try to get a new one if you don't have one. Good luck with that, though.
I did have a buddy offer me the PS5 the other day, Zoe. I think I'm making the switch.
Well, with your salary, you should be able to afford both.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Don't drink and drive. I'll punch you right in the face. We appreciate you listening. We'll see you, for a breakdown next Tuesday. Offsides is next. Thanks for listening to The Rob Brown Show on ESPN Upstate. Later, brother. Adios.